Yes, yes, yes. It is the Castworthy podcast, and we are back. It is Spanish Christmas, Christmas Eve, Feliz Navidad, from myself, Big Steve, aka Last of a Dying Breed, on the X Machine, joined by the VP, self-proclaimed Research King, and EJ Castworthy podcast, down at the bottom there. It's December 24th, and if you can't tell, we're in a festive mood. Some
Tis
of
the
us are.
season.
Tis the season. Some of us are
That
just
was last
festive,
pod.
and that was the pod name last time. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Spanish,
had to get out of there.
speaking of Spanish, a Minnesota man was kidnapped in Medellin, Colombia, and held for ransom.
Medellin. Like that's literally where fucking
Right. Why
Pablo.
First of
Pablo.
all, first of all,
come on, dog.
Before you ask, yes, he was.
Like,
I don't know his ethnicity.
In North Korea.
Listen. He looks like he's like non-black, I can tell you that. But the ransom was for $2,000.
$2,000 what?
$2,000.
Dollars or pesos?
They said it just says $2,000 right now.
Yo, you gotta be hard. You gotta be down bad to be like, nah, all right, well. This is sad.
And also, some countries call their currency dollars. So like in Australia are considered dollars, Canada they're dollars. So you still might be talking about $20.
It just says a $2,000 ransom, and he's a Spanish guy, sectional director. Wait a minute, okay. I don't know, man. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Very sad.
Listen, man.
No, but a lot of black people I know have gone to Medellin and been fine recently.
What's the exchange rate? VP and do the research. Can you find out the exchange rate?
The exchange rate is like 0.25 to our dollar. It's like 0.25 to our dollar. It's like it's nothing. Like $2,000 in Colombia for us is like 77.8 million for them. Like it's nasty.
Oh, you got cattle. You got
you can have all types of shit. You have your own army down there for that.
Right. and maids.
So
and concubines.
And sex
one
workers.
US dollar is equivalent to 3,945 Colombian pesos.
So multiply that by 2,000.
Nigga.
I mean it's almost 4,000 pesos. So I mean they could have only asked them for $1.
That's actually so the $2,000. The $2,000 amounts to just over $6 million.
Y'all some sick fucks.
They might have only asked 50 cents.
Oh, it's about $7 million actually, Steve.
Yeah,
it's about 7 million pesos down there.
7 million pesos, right? So I mean,
like you said, niggas that get paid.
What the fuck? What's that? Yo, stop drinking. You can't be drinking on an empty stomach, yo, and getting on the podcast.
I had the hiccup, man.
Oh my god. Oh,
yo, niggas ain't get paid, like you said. Niggas ain't get paid, yo.
So what's the end of the story? He didn't make it.
Nah, man, he's dead. Rest in peace.
Over $2,000.
Yeah.
Man, we should have led with that before we started clowning.
I said that. I said that.
I thought the tone, man.
I thought you was gonna be like he pulled out his checkbook.
Like, no, I said that. No, I said that. I said he was dead. Y'all niggas is just ruthless. You niggas is crazy. Nah, he's dead, man. It's foul. Rest in peace to him.
Yeah, hey.
You gotta not love your family member to let them go for $2,000.
For $2,000, man. How much is your life worth?
Yo, I paid $2,000 so my dog could get cancer removed a couple of years ago. You think I'm not gonna pay for my family? Yo, come on, man. You gotta love. Oh man. All right.
I paid about $1,000 your bachelor weekend, and I didn't even get to enjoy it. I was in the back seat. I was in the back seat of the homie's car.
Jesus Christ. Enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. You just don't remember enjoying it.
Oh no, I remember it. I remember being in that Tampa club, and then I said, "You know what? I am fucked up. I got to get out of here. I gotta go." Shout out to Tampa.
So it's Spanish Christmas. VP,
Why
I'm
is it
sure you
Spanish?
know,
Why is
because
it
it's
Spanish
November,
Christmas?
because it's December 24th. Christmas Eve is Spanish Christmas. That's when
Where?
Christmas. That's
In,
everywhere. That's where
in what
Spanish
country?
Christmas in the United States and anywhere.
Oh,
So
okay.
Spanish people that speak Spanish or Hispanics or whatever you want to call it, you know. I call them Spanish people because
Like
that's where
me?
I'm sure.
Okay.
They celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is their Christmas, so they party it up, then they eat, then they open at midnight and party some more, and then they go to sleep, and then
They
Christmas Day
wake up
is like
again, eat and
Christmas
party again.
Day. Well, Christmas Day is party day, but it's not, or it's hangover day, eat leftover day. Whereas most black families and even white families, I suppose, I don't know. I've never been part of a white Christmas, other than the snow, but they wake up or we wake up Christmas Day, right, and that's when the presents come. The age old Christmas that everybody knows that you see in the movies, you know, a Christmas story type of thing, right? You wake up on Christmas Day and there's gifts, and if you got kids, your kids are like, "Oh shit, Santa came last night." You put the milk and cookies out the night before, but I don't know what they put out for Spanish Christmas. I should probably ask my wife.
Arroz con adobo, con
Arroz
pollo, or
con
whatever you call it.
pollo? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. For a motherfucker to grow up in Miami, your Spanish is trash.
They put coquito and pasteles out for Christmas Eve.
This
But
motherfucker said arroz con pollo. Fucking terrible, yo. Oh,
he
man.
just don't want he don't want to tap into that his Miami side.
Facts.
So it's been an interesting week. You guys do anything fun? Did you guys hit the streets at all for Christmas shopping?
Nah, we did everything online in taking with the time here.
I was out in the streets yesterday, finishing up some last minute stuff. It's always interesting to see. You could tell all the people that are scrambling, that didn't get their shit ordered in time for it to come, doing their online shopping and stuff. But it was a zoo out yesterday. People just can't drive, and but sometimes it puts me in the mood. I've always been a last minute shopper. So yeah, so I finished up yesterday, knocked off the last pieces of whatever, and I'm ready to go, man. Who's the better gift giver, you or your significant other?
My wife. I don't buy gifts.
You're a piece of shit.
Nigga said, "I am the gift."
Like,
He's
like
the
we
gift that
are.
keep on giving. This nigga is herpes.
Our thing has always been. She did it. She did all the shopping and just put my name on the card.
Traditionalist, huh?
I was about to say traditional man for a feminist. Here we go.
Right. In one way.
I hate shopping, Like, I don't like going to stores.
I love shopping.
I hate, this is my thing. Like, I used to always hear comedians say this, and I feel like it's been my real life experience where they say, like, you go shopping with a woman and she looks at something in this store, she goes and looks at it in 7 other stores.
Steve. That's Steve.
I cannot stand that shit. Like, if I wanted a pair of jeans, I'm gonna go to the store. Oh, try the jeans on, they fit. Boom, buy them, leave. I'm not gonna be like, yo, let me see what they're looking like at JCPenney. Let me check Macy's. Let me check Dillard's.
Steve.
Let me check nope.
That is Steve.
Actually, right. Yesterday, I walked into Dillard's looking for a specific cologne, and they had it. But then I was like, all right, well, I'm in a mall that has a Sephora as well and a Macy's. Why not go see which one has it cheaper? And if somebody's given, like, I got it from Sephora and they gave me a gift bag with it. So I got the cologne and a gift bag.
Let me tell you something. Steve is so bad with this shit. Even when you
look at it.
Even when we were shoplifting from malls, this nigga shopped around. Nigga,
never done it.
Even when we shoplifted from malls, this nigga looked around. He'd be like, "Yo, nah." He'd be like, "Nah, don't steal it here because if you go to this other store, we can get 3 more things with it." Like, huh? We used to steal from FYE, the music store. That was the only one place that he would allow me to take multiple things at once. Yeah. And that would usually signify that the day was over, because where FYE was positioned, you had to leave like right away. But yeah, we used to get FYE. Shout out to y'all.
I hit them up one time when I was like 16, 17. The new Hot Boys album had came out, and I went and bought that shit. And my brother was like, "Damn, man, I wanted that album too." I was like, "Let's go get one." So we went to the car. I opened up the package, took the CD out, and then went inside and was like, "Yo, there was no CD in this shit."
Oh, this nigga, he's sophisticated. He robbed them on sophistication. You ain't take that shit. Me and Steve are the reason them motherfuckers had magnetic fucking covers after a while.
He just bamboozled them.
He bamboozled me. He got these motherfuckers on some other shit like that. Just you're actually worse. He did the Republican one. He Republican robbed them, yo. It's not here. What do you mean?
do that today. I do that now, yo. Let this laptop break. I'm gonna go buy a new one.
Hey, you gotta relax, because you know you's overseas.
Nah, I don't do that.
You was overseas with the counterfeit hundo. They tried to keep you overseas.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Up, bro.
Somebody commented.
Yeah, I see this trash. Listen, don't start. Don't start. Cliff, don't you?
Yo.
Oh no, I thought you was in Kansas City. I thought you was in Kansas City still.
Nah,
that's your brother.
Yeah, that's my brother.
What's up, Cliff?
My big little brother. But real quick now, since it seems like it's gonna be one of those episodes and it's in the Christmas. Let me get the political shit out of the way real quick, yo. Last couple pods, I actually forgot to mention that former First Lady Rosalind Carter had died.
I thought you did say that. Oh no, you killed her before she died.
Right. Probably, no, more than likely.
You killed somebody else. You killed.
Stay killing niggas on here, yo. Jesus Christ.
But she's actually passed away. So yeah.
You killed her husband. You killed Jimmy Carter.
Well, I've been thought Jimmy was gonna go. I'm surprised he's still hanging on. He even had brain cancer twice.
Oh my god.
In his 90s, like that's
he's a miracle man.
Yeah, but
he's a Democrat.
but yeah, she passed away. They had her funeral down in Plains, Georgia, where they're from, and she was 96 when she passed. Jimmy Carter attended. He doesn't look well, so I'm sure he's not long for this world.
He's 99. It's
right.
About that time, Jim.
Yeah, Joe Biden and Jill Biden attended, as well as former First Lady Michelle Obama and former First Lady Melania Trump also attended.
Melania with the tits.
I was kind of surprised by that, and also most people go to a funeral, they wear black. This chick shows up like she's going to a fashion show or something. Like,
was her tits out?
No.
All right, fuck it.
But former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor also passed away last week. They had her funeral service in D.C. Members of the Supreme Court attended, as well as Joe Biden and the First Lady. Also, this week, the Colorado Supreme Court said that Trump can't be on the ballot in Colorado, exercising Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, saying that he participated in insurrection, and as a result, is not eligible to be hold any kind of office in government. And that case basically is going to be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. They haven't done so yet, but they will, and we'll see what happens there. And then, and then finally, Trump's criminal cases are still going on, so we'll see what happens.
Rudy Giuliani filed for bankruptcy after being ordered to pay off settlements to election workers for defamation.
Defamation claim. It was a defamation lawsuit from Georgia election workers Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman. They sued Giuliani, and the jury awarded them $148 million. And then they also filed a motion asking the judge to not wait the 30 days in order to enforce the order, to like enforce it immediately, because they were afraid that Giuliani was going to start trying to shift money around so they can't be paid. And the judge granted that motion, and then Giuliani immediately filed for bankruptcy. A lot of people probably don't realize this, but bankruptcy judges in this country actually have a lot of power than most federal judges, because they can actually stop things from happening in other spaces in the judicial system. So by Giuliani filing for bankruptcy, they automatically stay or pause any judgments against him in other cases. So now they can't
So
collect
you
on
can
that
move
money.
that money.
It doesn't stop them from collecting. It just delays it, because now he has to go through this whole bankruptcy process, and it'll probably be a couple years before they see any of that
Let
money.
me
But
let me
now
ask
they
you a
don't have
question.
that anyway.
If he doesn't have, do we believe he has 140 million?
No, he doesn't have the money, but in his bankruptcy claim, he lists his assets anywhere between $0 to $10 million. And you have to, in bankruptcy court, the thing is that part of the reason why Giuliani, this claim is the way it is against him, is that he didn't participate in the discovery process where he's supposed to like list out his assets. So we actually don't know what he has, but in bankruptcy court, you can't do that shit. So he's gonna have to list out everything, whether it's cash, property, art, whatever. You know what I mean? Now the court won't take away like something like his home, but like let's say he has like 4 properties, they could say, okay, you only need one house. You know what I mean? And make him sell the other ones and other assets like that to try to come up with the money. But these 2 election workers in Georgia aren't the only people that Giuliani owes money to. His lawyers have sued him for $1.3 million for unpaid legal bills. He was sued by a woman who worked for him for sexual harassment. That was, I don't know if we talked about that on pod, but she had recordings of him and text messages of him, saying stuff to her like, I miss your tits, and, I can't believe you got a boyfriend. I own those titties and all this kind of stuff.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
she
I don't
was
see
his
nothing wrong with
employee.
that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. It sounds like normal. It sounds like normal cooler talk to me.
So, but yeah, so she's suing him, or I think she already has sued him. So, but there's a lot of people in line to be paid. So they're
You
never
said
going to get all.
I miss your tits.
You don't say that to your wife when she be out at Publix. That's a normal text message, man. Like, what's wrong
Yeah,
with
to
y'all?
your wife, your girl, not an employee.
Oh, oh.
Well, I mean, okay, all right.
Well, when did this happen?
I see where we're going. I see where we're going.
When did this happen? Because depending on when this happened, clearly Kevin Hart thinks it's okay too, because he's
It was,
smashing
I
his.
think it was in the mid aughts, like the mid 2000s.
Oh, it was
Oh,
fine
God.
back then. This was before cancel culture.
Yo, nigga said I can't believe you got a. Yo, I don't see nothing wrong with that, yo. Like, I can't believe you went and got wifed up on me when I have a wife. What is wrong with you?
And here's the other part, yo. Here's the other part. We're hearing one side of the story. It's very possible that if he said something like, "I own them tits,"
No. Whoa. We're this is not an allegation. This shit's on tape and text messages.
right? But
It's
what
not
I'm
like
saying,
if I remember correctly, he said,
no,
she's
no,
like,
no.
this
I
is what
don't
he
doubt.
said.
I
Quote.
don't doubt he said that. But anytime you say something like that, if I'm gonna say, yo, those are my titties, I own them titties, then there's a very good possibility that I have probably seen them titties, especially if I said I missed them titties. And when we hear these allegations, or when we see these text messages, when people make these complaints, it's pretty common that there's detail left out. So, I mean, should he be saying that to a coworker? Probably not. Or an employee. Probably shouldn't be smashing an employee, but we know it happens. And it's very possible that she was probably down for it, or maybe it happened once, and he missed them tits. You showed me them. And I paid for them.
I missed them. I missed them tits too.
I miss Pelosi's tits.
Me too.
She need to be put back in business around here, cause all right. Well, so Trump's doing his Trump thing. And the United States is doing everything they can to stop him from running. So I see that. Uh, the the likelihoods of that happening is super super low. I'm surprised because isn't Colorado a red state?
No,
It's not a red.
it used to be a swing state, and then after Obama won it, it's essentially shifted blue.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's still
they
considered a
smoke
swing
weed.
state, but it's not really. Yeah,
They
what
smoke weed
happened
out
is
there.
What that mean?
Colorado is one of those states where it
What
doesn't
that
have a
mean?
huge population. Most of the people live in Denver. Denver is like super super liberal, and then they essentially account for all the votes. So like all the rural areas vote red, and then the Denver area votes blue,
And
and that's enough.
and then everybody now is out in Boulder because of Dion. So it's a bunch of niggas out there now.
Yeah, I think it's actually Denver and Boulder, if I remember. It's the two. Like it's kind of like how in Florida it would be if a Democrat won Florida, the Republicans would win all the red areas. The Democrat would win like Miami, Broward,
Orlando.
Palm Beach, and then like the I-4 corridor, and that's enough to carry the whole state.
It's nothing like Florida.
No, I'm just talking about in that where it's like a couple of
How he
pockets
would
of
win?
like
How they would win?
No, I get you. It's like Maryland. It's like literally like Maryland, Baltimore, and then there's PG County, and then
Right.
everyone else votes red. They just don't
Mhm.
matter.
Or they could get close to winning Florida and then turn up in a hotel with cocaine and pills and an escort of the same sex.
That's what happened.
No comment.
So all right, so that's probably getting thrown out, right? Like the Supreme
Yeah.
Court that's not riding through because and I don't even think it's just because the Supreme Court has a bunch of people that are buddy with the Republicans. I think it's also because you set a precedent if you let something like that go through. Now what happens in the future if you want to dig something up on someone and just make a motion for another candidate, no matter who it is, whether it's a Republican, whether it's a Democrat, and just say, oh, well, they did this, and so we want to send this up to the Supreme Court to get them off of our ballot. Like it can set a really bad precedent for the United States, I think.
So it's not just about sending up something to the Supreme Court. So just to kind of go back a bit, is that after the Civil War, the country passed the 14th Amendment. And in Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, they essentially were saying that we have people who rose up in rebellion against the country. And we have to make sure that these people can no longer be in government because they can't be trusted because they're traitors. You know what I mean? And so they put Section 3 of the 14th Amendment in, the whole 14th Amendment, including Section 3, which says that if you are an insurrectionist, you can't hold any position of trust in the United States, right? And we used that provision of the Constitution back during that Reconstruction time of the country after the Civil War, and then hadn't had to use it until now, right? And the problem that I think with what you're saying is that we have laws in this country, and either they mean something or they don't, right?
They don't.
And so if we just say like, oh, it sets a bad precedent, da 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 da, well, trying to overthrow the government sets a bad precedent too, and not doing something about it is if you don't do anything about it, you essentially make the first attempt practice, you know, and so that's my thing. The amendment says what it says is that if you engage in rebellion, insurrection against the country, you can no longer hold any position of trust within the government. And in my mind, based on what I saw on January 6th, Trump did that.
Right, but
Okay,
here's
so
the
that's
thing.
where that's
But if it's
that's
if it's
where
a law, and that's what I'm sorry, I'll give it to you in a second. If it's a law,
Mhm.
right, and this is what I say about all these laws that people are talking about. Then there's no black and white to a law, or there's no gray area to a law. It's black and white. Hey, you did this, and so you're gonna be held accountable for it. But
no
no,
that
go ahead.
that's where I agree with everything up until the point with what VP says. The problem is, and I think he's 100% right, and I agree with him on the historical part, and I agree with the direction of why they're saying that as an insurrectionist. But the problem is, you can't prove that Trump actually had any sway to the insurrectionists.
Right.
That's the problem. So that's why we'll never really see this go down, because to be fair, I mean, Trump is from Queens, this guy,
Well, he'd
he
have to
knows
be
how.
found guilty of it, though. In order
That's my
for you to
point.
say, yeah, in order for you to say that he did it, there'd have to be a court case somewhere where someone found him guilty of it, and there just isn't. There's not enough to say he did it. I mean,
He
we
was
can
smart
go off
enough.
of
He was smart enough
And
to
this
do
is
what he
where
did and stay away from it.
kind of the debate is coming in at, right? Because you have some people who say, well, he needs to be charged with a crime, he needs to be found guilty, and that kind of thing like that. The 14th Amendment doesn't say that. It says if you engage in this. It doesn't say if you engage and then you're adjudicated guilty in a court, then you can't be. You understand what I'm saying? So,
But that's a slippery slope, though, because you can't. The burden of proof to show that he engaged is the gray area.
right.
That's always been the
He
gray
spoke
area.
loosely. He spoke very loosely. He didn't say
there, the
he never
issues that
said
they
go
raise,
overthrow. He said, "Hey, why don't you
the
go down there and make your voices heard?"
the issues that they raise is not about the speech on January 6th. It's about the things that led to January 6th, like Trump trying to get people's votes thrown out. Trump essentially trying to influence people to break the law to throw out millions of votes cast in Michigan and Georgia and Pennsylvania and New Mexico, the fake elector scheme and things like that. It's those kinds of things where Trump is essentially trying to overturn the will of the people that they're using to say that he engaged in insurrection. Because the thing that we have to remember about January 6th, and I don't want to get too bogged down in this because I thought we were going to kind of be light and toxic today. The thing that we have to remember about January 6th is that what we saw happen on January 6th was the culmination of about 7 different plots to overthrow the election. And it was first, we're going to do the court cases. Okay, the court cases didn't work. Now we're going to try to get the state legislatures to overturn the election. Okay, that didn't work. Now we're going to try to get people to not certify the election. Okay, that didn't work. Now we're going to do the fake elector scheme. And after all of it didn't work, it was, we're going to do January 6th, which is then going to delay the certification in Congress, which then allows us to try to go back and do some of these other plans, like get state legislatures to throw out the votes.
Yes, but that the same. What you're saying is the same thing as saying that Steve whistles and his dog attacks, and he whistled and the dog attacked, so he made his dog attack me. That's basically what you're saying, right? And that's what people are saying. Unfortunately, no matter what we feel or anyone feels, you could say, I mean, we can all say we feel like Trump had something, or Trump incited that riot or that insurrection. Like, he created that. We all feel that. We know that. But it's just like Casey Anthony. It's like Casey Anthony. That's what we're running into right here. It's like George
Right.
what the fuck was his name?
Zimmerman.
Same thing, right? Like, we all know what we feel and what we think, but by the letter of the law, there's too many gray areas to allow people to get around stuff, and there's too many things, I think, in there that make Trump seem like, well, yeah, he did say these things and it was bad for him to say, but he didn't clearly say, hey, go down there and run up in the building and take shit over. You know what I mean? Short of it, in other words, absolutely, but short of saying it, I don't think that there would be a case there, especially not a
Yeah.
case for a Supreme Court that is heavily favored to the Republican side. Maybe if it was the other way around.
I mean,
Right.
I think that you're right in the grand scheme. I think you're wrong on the law, but in the way that people look at this thing, I think that you're right. The I guess the problem for me is that, like I said earlier, you know what I mean? If like, what's the point of having laws if they don't mean anything? You know what I mean? And
But
and
laws are built for the interpretation, and here's where you get on the slippery side of things, right? Again, we know how the other party can go, and it's just like this. It's like we have our view this way, but then the other side, if they pull up something to say, okay, we go back to Michelle Obama's speech, and she might have said, well, take back your country or something like that. And somebody decided to go break in an Apple store and say, Michelle Obama told me to do it. That's where it becomes tricky. You can't, you got to go with the facts. And if he didn't directly say that, we can't really put that to him. That's just kind of what it is.
No, I got you. And I guess my minor pushback to that, I always tell people one of my favorite scenes from The Sopranos is that scene where Carmine calls Tony to tell him to hit Johnny Sack. He doesn't get on the phone and say, "Hey, I need you to delete Johnny Sack for me." He gets on the phone and says, "Hey, you got a problem, man." And he's like, "I thought you took care of it." He's like, "I did, but John ain't hear me." And he's like, "Somebody should do something about that." And then Carmine's like, "I didn't say nothing." And then and he's like,
But
"All right, I'll talk."
that's also a criminal mob organization in which
Right. And trying to overthrow legal votes is also like a criminal act. He's literally charged in
if it
that right now.
but even on that same wavelength, if you took Carmine and put him on the stand, he beats it.
Yeah, every time.
Right. So it's it's unfortunate that these people know where they can play. Like where you could play. It's like sex, right? If you have sex with a young lady who doesn't do the butthole, you might be able to touch around it. You might be able, but once you get inside, once you start to hit the old balloon ending, things change, right? And I think it's the same thing. I think they know where they can play around it, but they just can't. They can't go in, right?
Okay.
Jonathan Majors, though. In other news,
okay.
So Jonathan Majors, I don't think we talked about I think we were still waiting on the hearing,
the verdict. Yeah,
the verdict last time.
Mm-hmm.
He was found guilty, and I'm pretty sure he's due to be sentenced pretty quickly. Here, I don't think it's going to be anything big because one's a misdemeanor and one is like very, very minimal. So I don't think it's going to be anything big there. But he was found guilty. The video came out. We saw the video. And it looked like he took, he went on a track meet running from her. And she's crazy. Clearly, she's crazy. Like if I'm running to get away from you, regardless of what I've just done to you, right? Regardless of what I've done to you, and you're running after me, you crazy.
No, not regardless of what I've done to you, because
allegedly,
everything that we know thus far is that, and these are the things, the facts have come out. She took his phone. She was mad at him, and we're talking about the specific incident that night. He wrestled his phone away from her, and then as he got out the car, he pushed her back in, and he left. That's what happened that night.
Though. He pushed her pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, fuck, motherfucker had to push you off of me. Like, you're doing the most, right? But again, that's from what that incident is. I think where everything came off for him is they went to old messages. They showed his, relationship with her. I think the jury failed this guy in this instance. I think the jury completely failed this guy.
No,
I don't know who. All right. Well, I don't know.
When are you guys gonna learn that juries and this court system and this legal system in America is not in place to help us? You could say it was failed if it was him against a black woman, but him against a white woman, there's no failure there in anybody's eyes that was on that jury or anybody who expected that jury. If you thought the jury was going to say something other than he's guilty on something, you're crazy. You are batshit crazy. This is America. That's New York City. That's not like that's fucking, Potunk, Alabama. It's New York City. It's a lot of money out there. It's a lot of people out there that have influence. He's a big figure. And just like the whole Bill Cosby thing, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying Bill Cosby was right in what he did or innocent or anything like that, but Jonathan Majors was about to be a very, very big, powerful person in Hollywood, taking on probably the biggest Disney role, the biggest Marvel role that we would have seen outside of maybe Robert Downey Jr. You think they wanted to see a black man do that? Probably not so much. Maybe if it was a black man that looked like, Trey Songz, a light-skinned type of dude. But you're talking about a dark-skinned dude.
Jonathan Majors is light-skinned.
Jonathan Majors is not light skinned. He's your complexion, and you're not light skinned.
Well, he's brown. Trey Songz is brown too. Trey Songz is not light.
Definitely not
Chris
light skin.
Chris Brown is light skinned.
Okay. We'll say Patrick Mahomes. If he looked like Patrick Mahomes, then they might have been okay. But no. It played out the way they wanted it to, right? And they needed it for that reason. They needed it to get rid of him, because if he didn't get found guilty of it, of any of those charges, then Disney has no case to stand on. Right? Disney, I mean, they could have fired him. They could have removed him.
Well,
Marvel could have removed him.
Disney's a bunch of hypocrites anyway, because
But he could have countersued and been like, wrongful termination. Like, what are you doing here?
yeah. And
So
Disney's a bunch of hypocrites anyway. They got back with Robert Downey Jr., who had a slew of legal shit, right? And resurrected his career. And then you had Josh Brolin, who, played Thanos and other characters I can't think of. And he had domestic violence shit going on. I mean, brutal shit going on.
Spousal domestic abuse.
Yeah, he was horrible. So, Disney, to your point, I mean, the black guy had to get up out of there. But I just think in these situations and what we know and what came out, it wasn't what they're charging him to be. I mean, we're not even talking about what she did. You know what I mean? Like, and then she's chasing this guy. I don't know. Black women will say that's what you did. That's what you get for dating.
They're never going to say what did she do, because she's the one that made the accusation. She's the one that filed the right. If he had immediately went and he called the cops and been like, "Hey, she attacked me. I protected myself by getting her off of me and ran away," it's a different story. But she made the report, and so because of that, now they're looking at it in the sense of, did he really do what she's saying he did? Like, that's.
And you're right. It's New York. A very in the jury of that district in that area was probably very white and very privileged. I highly doubt it was any black people with any sentiment to his case.
But that's what he gets. That's what he gets. Not for dating a white woman, because that's what black women will say. Black people are saying, right? That's a big thing. Not just black women. Black people are saying that's what he gets. Dating outside his race and blah blah yada yada blah 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 blah. No. That's what you get for dating a peasant. You are dating a peasant. You're dating somebody who has no clue what this lifestyle is and what this lifestyle brings to the table. Nobody that understands, someone that doesn't understand going from an HBO show that got canceled to now being potentially in a spot where you're going to be one of, if not the biggest actor in America for the next X amount of years, right? On a huge platform, representing a whole nation of black people, right? A whole culture, right? Like, she don't get that. She don't understand that. There's no way you could tell me that she understood that clearly, right? And he deserves that. He deserves it for that. Like, if you wanted to smash her on the side, or if you just came out and you were honest with her, like, listen, I know we got something going on, but I'm that dude. I'm him. And this is what I plan to do on the side. You could either stay, you could leave. Now you got her buying or you don't have her buying, and then you go from there.
You're right. She clearly did not understand the assignment, because the most she's gonna do now is probably try to get some tell-all book that nobody's gonna read.
Oh yeah. Oh, she gonna sue him. She gonna sue him now that she got the guilty verdict. Oh, she gonna sue him.
Yeah, she ain't never gonna get nothing civilly though.
Them bruises. Oh man, she gonna get it. She gonna eat
on her finger. But listen, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. He fucked up by dating a peasant, somebody who couldn't see the long game. But you could have waited 5 more years and probably got way more money. Now you fucked it up. Now you're just gonna be
pregnant.
Yeah.
If she was a minority, she would have known what was the right thing to do. She would have known what time it was.
I'm out.
Let me. Hey, somebody hand me that needle over there. I got money to make. All right.
So I think the jury did. I think they did a good job here based on the facts, right? And what I mean by that is that they actually found him not guilty of the more serious things based
Mm-hmm.
on what we know about the case. So he was found guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment. He could face up to a year in prison. And because of how crazy this thing is, I wonder if he even really serves jail time, and they may give him some kind of probation. But that won't even matter, jail
Yeah,
time or not, because his career is
it's,
going to be ruined. But
it's
where
gonna
I
be paused
say,
for a long time.
yeah, where I say they did, a somewhat, good job of kind of balancing the stuff in front of them is that he was also charged with more serious crimes like intentional assault in the third degree and aggravated harassment in the second degree, and they found him not guilty of those things. But because of the impact to his career, that stuff likely is not going to matter because his career is likely over at this point. You know, um, but it's just the whole thing is just it kind of has that vibe of like the whole like Meg the Stallion thing where there seems like there's stuff on both sides, where it's like, I don't know, this shit seems far fetched, and then on the other side it's like, well, because I
Is
mean,
this VP? If somebody has a gun to your back, just blink twice because this isn't who you normally are.
I mean, the facts are what they are. You know what I mean? Like, because the police showed up at the home when he called the police saying like she was unconscious. They said he found bruising on her neck and things like that. He was arrested for that. They never included a strangulation charge, right? They have text messages from her saying, basically taking blame for the issues, but the prosecution argues this is like somebody who has, like Munchausen syndrome or something like that, who's kind of, just they don't want to fault their victim who doesn't want to fault the abuser, kind of, you know what I mean? So like there's stuff on both sides or whatever, but luckily I think the jury did the right thing in with the serious charges, at least. With the more minor stuff, it's subjective, but it is what it is.
I
Yeah,
agree with you. I
but
agree.
and the story, the biggest thing that people got to realize, and this is anybody, like a decision that you make or a reaction that you have in 5 minutes can change the trajectory of your life, your career, for forever, right? Like
Hmm.
Jonathan Majors will never, ever, ever have a role as big as what he just lost. Never have. He might still. He's going to get big roles. There's gonna be, someone out there, Lionsgate or somebody who's gonna come along and be like, "Yo, we need a bag. This guy has a name. We can associate him with this. We'll start recording now. We won't put it out for 2 years. By then, things will calm down a little bit, right? Whatever it looks like. He's gonna get gigs. He's gonna get roles. He's gonna be fine in that
Let's
regard.
hope. Let's hope because he's black. He's not white.
Nah,
Right.
he'll be good. He'll be good. Look at your girl. Look at
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish. I
She's a
mean, don't get
woman.
me wrong. Yeah, but nah, he's gonna be fine. It's I would be concerned if he was a
Give us another.
smaller name.
Give us another black artist. I mean, a black actor, maybe that you might compare it to. That's a male, maybe. I don't know if that one exists. I'm not
I can't
trying
I
to put you
can't
in the
think of
spot.
any that have gotten in any type of trouble like that haven't gotten.
Maybe Terrence Howard. Maybe did he do something crazy? Well,
Smollett, Jesse's probably the closest, but he's
Cuba,
small. Pause.
Cuba, Cuba was wilding and still
Yeah,
getting
but he
shit
is
off.
super wild. He's super wild. He's super wild. And there's video of him doing wild shit and he grabbing
Mm.
bitches by the pussy, and you can only do that if you Trump. Um,
I mean, but I disagree with you, Steve. I think for unfortunately, for black people, a lot of times we're not given the second chance. You know what I mean? And um, I really don't see him coming back from this. I really don't. And I mean, we've seen like careers of black people, like kind of killed for less. Like one example I can give you is Isaiah Washington. He was the black guy on Grey's Anatomy, and it was reported that he called this other character in the show, the guy who played George. I don't remember what his real name is. He's gay, and he called him
what?
word that rhymes with bag, and he was kicked
No.
off the show, and I don't think he's been in anything since. And that was
Haven't
like
seen him.
12 years.
But here's the difference. I don't know that guy. And there's a lot of people, the bulk of people don't know that guy. But I guarantee you can walk up to a good portion of this country and say, hey, do you know Jonathan Majors? Hey, did you see this movie? Do you know who was going to play this person, right? And you're going to get a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, yeah, I know him. Creed. Oh, yeah, the guy that was in Creed. You know what I mean? They're going to know. They know this guy. He's a huge actor and a bigger name, I think, than we're giving him credit for. Or you guys are giving him credit for. He's gonna bounce back. He's not gonna bounce back to the top. He gonna bounce back like a basketball that's short on air, but he gonna bounce back. He'll have roles, even if it's some Tyler Perry type shit. He gonna get some roles.
He's gonna do a lot of indie stuff. That's what people are saying. He's gonna do a lot of indie stuff.
We haven't even heard from the Creed franchise. He might be back there. So that's what I'm saying. I feel like, based on the charges that, to your point, VP, the charges that he got hit with are misdemeanors or less. That's like, you could that's a smack on the hand in some spaces. I only think Disney is doing this because they can't take any more losses. Like, Disney's been getting hammered.
Right. I think the thing with Disney is that, and the point that you guys made about, them rehabbing RDJ, as well as the stuff that happened with Josh Brolin, who played Thanos and things like that. I think that stuff was different. That stuff happened at a time where Disney was like at the peak of its powers. You know what I mean? Like, stock price was crazy. Every movie they put out did $1 billion. You know what I mean? Like, now, like, their stock price is cratered. They just fired the CEO like a year ago. They've had to do a bunch of layoffs and all. The movies ain't hitting like they used to. Disney Plus
is not doing what they wanted it to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like they got all of that, and then it's like we also got this Jonathan Majors shit that we got to deal with.
And let's not act like they don't have Republicans mad at them because the whole shit
and also like people, they're too woke, and they made Little Mermaid black, and they're preaching to us about gay stuff or what, you know what I mean. So they got a lot of shit on burners right now, and they're like, yo, this is one pot that we don't need simmering, so let's just take it off.
Especially not for a black man,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, and as big as I felt like the Kane friend. I know EJ, feels like Marvel. I know the way EJ feels or whatever, but like I felt like they was building something. It kind of had those vibes to me of, like when we were building towards Thanos and things like that. And especially because with Thanos, like, it doesn't start off with Thanos like being like this main villain at the end. The shit was kind of fractured, and then like in the middle of all of that stuff is when they kind of started moving everything towards that, whereas this thing has like an organizing principle from the beginning where it's going to be Kane, and they set it up in Loki, and then you had Ant-Man and the small universe or whatever it was called, and we're getting ready to go there. I don't know. Remember what the movie was called?
You're almost right in the sense that they did build Thanos up the same way that they were doing Kane. The difference is they made Kane more of a focal point where we got to understand who he was, and they actually built in that.
He was about to be the face of the multiverse. Right. End of story. Every single movie that had anything to do with this next set of Marvel movies, next phase, he was going to be a part of.
Right. And my point is, I think Disney can still do that, but they would have to just shift it,
But I think they're going to lose some people to this too.
Yeah, no doubt. But they like, because of all the stuff, like I just said, they couldn't move forward with him. Like it just from a PR standpoint, it just didn't make sense. But because your whole reputation is supposed to be like family and stuff like that, and then it's like
and empowerment, but they're already losing. Like I told y'all, if you look at the box numbers, they're already down. So this is, I'm actually surprised in them firing him so quickly and in this way, because I think they could have made a way to kind of salvage things and maybe move forward, because to Steve's point, the fandom is there. They don't care. They look at the Amber Heards, they look at all of that shit. They might have been able to move forward with him. And the thing about it is they already been disorganized with this phase already. Now you're taking this thing. Now you're
A whole
talking
new
about
face.
they're gonna probably try to write him out of shit. And they, like, to VP's
Oh,
point,
then
you
I don't think
based.
they write him out. I think they're gonna just replace him.
I think they're
Yeah, I think
gonna
they're gonna
try to.
replace him. I don't think they write him
I
out.
I think they might do one or the other. I'm just saying it's not far fetched because I'm just looking at what they had set up that wasn't really making sense to me anyway. So I just don't know what they're gonna do, and I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot here because I get the PR point, but to Steve's point, no one's gonna have that same lore. They're not gonna love it the same. There are black actors that people they're rumoring and whatever. People are turning that shit down. Like,
There's a lot of people out there that are saying that they're going to. Now we saw this with the NFL. We've seen this all over the place, but we're seeing
I
people
was
that are
waiting to say
saying
that.
that they're going to boycott, or do whatever, right? That they're not gonna take part in Disney, right? And it's easier said than done because Disney got their hand in a lot of stuff. Like I got annual
Hulu,
passes.
ESPN.
Even forget about that. I got annual passes. Even if I canceled all my Disney shit, I'm already invested for the rest of the year into going to the parks and spending money that way. But if I'm Disney, right? If I was Disney, to your point, EJ, to be smart, right? I would have been the one to be like, all right, yeah, we're gonna sever ways with him, but we're not going to sever until we finish anything that he's not currently written into, right? Meaning you get through this whole phase with him, but you're still saying we're taking action based on what he did. This action is going to be taken, but we already have this in the works and we're going to continue this. And that way you don't lose your timeline, you don't lose your money, you don't lose your actor. You may not lose some of your support. You may lose some, but I think you still maintain a good portion of your support because you still took action, right? People are like, "Oh, okay, Disney did something." I think there was a way for them to go about it where they could have saved Jonathan Majors as being that character, and still made it look like, hey, we really care about domestic violence and stuff like that.
I
Shout
actually
out.
think that that's what they tried to do. I think they were waiting for. Go ahead, Ito.
No, I was just gonna say shout out to the Evening Rush network. My brother Sean, he has a whole podcast network. Is pretty elaborate, man. Some great shows over there. So shout out to them. They always support us and support the Castworthy podcast.
Indeed,
That
indeed.
what up? Appreciate you, Sean.
Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. What I
Shalom.
was going to say, Steve, is that I think Disney actually is doing that. I think what they did, because this thing happened like a year ago and they hadn't gotten rid of it. I think they had the writer's strike happening. So it was like, we're not doing anything anyway. Let's see how this thing plays out and then we'll take it from there. If he had been acquitted on all charges, I think he's still with Disney. And it's one of those things they got to, it's hot right now. It's front of mind. And then it'll die down and then we'll keep it moving. And then when the next thing comes out, it'll be hot for a moment just because the next thing just came out. And then after that, it'll just go away as long as nothing else happens, right? No other allegations, etc. But it didn't go that way with the verdict. And so I think they had to move.
This shit's nasty, man. It's
No doubt.
nasty. It's nasty. And it's unfortunate. And I think, Steve, you had the most important point. He was fucking with a peasant. Like somebody who did not deserve to be there, who clearly has issues of her own. Yeah, he needed Megan Good before this happened.
And I think that's why he turned to Megan Good. Megan Good understands it now. And not only that, but I think Megan Good can leverage some of her star power to help resurrect some of it. And I don't think that's why he's with her, but she a baddie. Megan Good
It's
is a
not
baddie.
bad. I
Listen,
mean, like I think star power is doing a lot of work in that sentence.
That nigga said, no.
Megan Good's a star, man. She's a black star. Listen,
She's got some power.
she does, but we know she's underpaid because Taraji P. Henson went on record telling everybody that black women are not getting paid. Which we've heard this already from Viola, right? Like this is not new. This is not new.
Yeah, but she compared herself to Brad Pitt. It's fucking Brad Pitt, though. Like, come on.
Right, but that's a big difference, right?
Yeah, I get it, but
She doesn't compare, but we're talking like she,
yeah,
yo, I'm gonna put it
I
into
think that was a
perspective
I
for you.
think that was a I
She,
think that was a
you,
I think that was a bad example though, because
she getting
Brad Pitt
paid
has
the
been active
Columbia,
for over 30
she
years.
getting paid the Columbia, uh,
Subscription,
2,000 pesos.
yeah, she getting paid the $2,000 of what do they call that?
the exchange.
Yeah,
I get it, but again, you're talking about Brad Pitt though. Like you can say what she was talking about doesn't just happen for black females. Okay, and black females probably right now are doing better actor wise than black males versus the when you look at the field, because black males, there aren't a lot of big box office black males. There aren't. There's a handful of guys when you think about it, right? Kevin Hart's,
there's not
Will
that many
Smith.
big black women either. Like big.
Okay, again, when you look at the field, right?
Angela Bassett, like you got the
And
OGs, but like
that's what I'm
them
saying.
tasters.
That's what I'm saying. There isn't
Look
much
how VP just treated Megan Good when I said
there,
she's a
but
star.
there. That's what I'm saying. There isn't much on either side of the coin, and you got to remember, Taraji P Henson came out of nowhere. John Singleton gave her a shot. She had no other accreditation before that. You know what I mean? So you got to think about that. You talking about somebody like fucking Brad Pitt? This motherfucker was acting in the 90s. Like this motherfucker was a child actor. Like he's fucking Brad Pitt. Like I'm just
I
sorry.
know,
I'm
but
sorry.
look past the Brad Pitt part. Just think I'm looking more. I'm disassociating the name with it. I'm looking at what she's being paid. Now, I give it to her because she stood on it and she waited till now where her name has gotten big to start, coming out and talking that shit, right? Like she's using her platform and her voice where this could really tarnish her career. So I give it to her for that, but I mean, it's dirty. Like it's dirty out there. We say it every day. Like we live in a country where I think if you there's a good portion of people that probably think they did us a favor by bringing us here, and they feel like if you're not happy with what you're getting here, then you can go back.
I'm typically with you when it comes to black people and black fights, right? I'm
I
typically
know
with
you're
you.
just cooning today.
Nah, I just think that this is acting. Like a lot of actors, when you hear and even people talking during the strike, a lot of actors don't get paid what people think they do. And there are some A-list people that just get a lot of money. Like Robert De Niro made significantly amount more than another B-lister or C-lister. And I mean, I get overall she has a point, of course, for Black Hollywood for sure. But I just think when you're comparing Brad Pitt, I don't think that makes sense.
So I think that you're both right, but like I'm fine with there being some disparities because you're saying like this person is such a huge actor,
Hmm.
versus somebody who's up and coming or whatever, right? But think about I know you guys probably don't remember when they had that whole thing about pay disparity with Mark Wahlberg and Michelle Williams when they did that movie All of the Money. And when they had to do reshoots, it came out that when they had to do reshoots, they paid Mark Wahlberg $1.5 million to come in to do his reshoots and pay her $80 per day. You know what I
What
mean? And
fucking
so
movie was that? And who the
I
fuck is
just told
Michelle Williams?
you.
Pretty eyes, Michelle Williams.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh my god,
She was
you
on
don't even know black people.
no, she's a white woman.
Oh, wrong woman.
Oh my god.
My point exactly.
Is he comparing white to white? We don't care about that.
No, I'm just making the
He
point
trying to
that
be a
Oh,
feminist
he made a
he trying to be
feminist
a
point.
feminist, right? He trying to
Yeah.
make it a feminist thing versus a
Yeah. Come
racist
no,
on,
thing.
I'm
my
saying
nigga.
there is a disparity between male actors and female actors, and then more so when you talk about black actresses and even black actors. But I'm my point is that I'm fine with there being some kind of pay disparity because you have some people that are just megastars and some aren't, right? Brad Pitt is going to get paid more than Taraji P Henson. Taraji P Henson is one of those people, like I don't know if he coined this term, but the first time I heard it was from Michael Harry when he talked about people who are black famous. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm, mhm.
And Taraji P Henson is somebody who's black famous, and I wouldn't put her on the same level as a Brad Pitt. So I do understand that there is going to be a disparity, but I don't know what the numbers were that happened in Benjamin Button, but you have a guy like Brad Pitt that probably made 20-30 million dollars on that film, and Taraji P. Henson may have made 500, 600 grand or something like that, and
150.
that's insane to me.
Yeah,
On a
that's
movie where
too big.
But
I don't care
again,
how big.
nominated for that movie.
But this is the Hollywood business, and you look at the Sandra Bullocks, you look at the Gwyneth Paltrow's, you look at the Julia Roberts, who's one of the most highest paid actors of all time, Julia Roberts, who to me is a horrible actor. But this is the game. This is I don't like Julia Roberts or anything.
You know who's a horrible actor? Motherfucking Jason Momoa. That is a horrible actor, and I know he getting paid, and he probably getting paid more than Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah,
that's because
I think that's part of it.
Momoa.
That's because he fucked
he got that Game of Thrones fire, because even though he's not a great actor, he was great in Game of Thrones in season 1.
And he's 6'5", and he's 6'5" and Polynesian. White people are gonna pay.
But after that, it was like, I can't see him outside of Game of Thrones.
He's 6'5". He's 6'5" and Polynesian. They're
Spoiler alert! If you watch Aquaman, just watch it on mute.
That's why I told you. When you said I'm going to see Aquaman, I said why? Like
I told them that.
Well, because we support comic movies, DC or Marvel. We've seen almost all of them in the movie theaters. When it comes out, we try to see it in the theater.
And EJ, Michelle Williams is the female chick that's in Venom.
That's one we didn't see.
With Tom Hardy.
Momo, another.
I don't remember her at all in that movie. No, I've seen it twice. I don't remember at all. Yeah, Momo's from Hawaii, and he's 6'5" and fucking 230. That white people are gonna pay. And he's smashing. And he's smashing Denise. He's smashing Denise the Huxtable.
Yeah, but she black famous. That's black famous. Taraji not black famous. Taraji was on a primetime show in Empire every single week. She not just black famous. Y'all got to stop doing that. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all white today. Y'all think just because it's Festivus it's time to be white.
We talking about who she was back then. We talking about who she was back then.
I mean, back then doing Benjamin Button, she wasn't. She wasn't
nobody. No Benjamin. She wasn't nobody. No Benjamin.
No, she wasn't.
They just found her out of Southeast DC down the road in Benjamin Button.
Right, but EJ, the thing is though, is that even though she was the B star in that movie, she still had a C star, whatever you want to call it. She still had a major role in that movie. It's not like she had 2 speaking lines and that was it. Like she played a major part of that movie.
I get it. Okay. Well, let's look at it from Hollywood's perspective. We could have given it to any other person. We could have gave it to the white girl. We could have did. What I'm saying is we're talking about Brad fucking Pitt. Do you understand?
Yeah, but you're talking what did you say? Money. 60 million? 60 million versus 100,000? 6 million versus 100,000?
He made 10 million. She made 150,000. But what I'm saying
is, you don't see a problem with that?
No.
I'm not. You are. You can be Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying I don't think it's a black thing. I think it's the business thing. I don't think it's a black thing. What I'm saying
everything we talk about is a black thing with EJ. We could talk about anything, and now the time when he's supposed to be on the right side of black people, he's on the wrong side.
This is why I could be objective because again, it's Brad fucking Pitt. You're talking about a dude.
You got a crush on this nigga.
You talking about
you got a man crush.
I'm just telling you, you're talking about a dude that when Tyson was the heavyweight fucking champion, this nigga was smashing his bitch. Okay? You talking about a different kind of money. That's all I'm saying. It's Brad fucking Pitt. This nigga's been getting money since the 90s. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. I just think I think the gap is a little bit big.
I think the gap for somebody we all can say that with women and black people
for somebody who was a major part of the movie to like, because I bet you if you look at what they got paid for that Benjamin Button movie, the woman who plays the love interest in that movie, I bet she got paid more than Taraji, and Taraji is in that movie more than that woman.
That would be a different argument for me.
The mother probably got paid more than Taraji.
That would be a different argument for me, and I get that. I think where it went wrong for me was just the comparison to Brad Pitt, and I just look at other movies and other things where you always hear that the business has that. If you're not a certain actor or something like that, that happens to you. That's
But
all I'm saying.
I think you also got to fast forward, right? Like, I think she's saying this now because she feels like it's still happening. Like
Right.
she just used that as an example. And back then, absolutely, yeah, she wasn't much of shit back then, and Brad
I
Pitt was a
mean,
huge actor. But in today, that gap needs to be closed significantly when you're
Right.
talking about you know, a Taraji or certain actresses, and it just needs to they got to do better. Like, you can't be for the Black Lives Matter. You constantly, oh, I'm out here. I would protest, but I'm too big of a person. Blah blah blah. You know, and then not stand up for your co-stars or your, you know what I mean? Like, these are you got to be on the right
but
side of
I
everything.
think that's been the argument though when we've had the Viola Davis discussing her plight and
Monique,
yeah, I mean that's been the argument. I think that's the thing for black people, not just black women. Again, when you look at black men, there are not many A-listers that are making that kind of money, and that's why I would
but
argue
they
that
get up
they're
there quick. Pause. Like
who
Damson Ildris, or whatever the
Damson.
fuck his name.
He didn't get a lot for Snowfall. He didn't. He didn't get a lot for
And I
Snowfall.
think the black ones are like Denzel, Will Smith.
Well, those are huge. Those are
Kevin Hart
huge.
now.
Pause.
Yeah,
That's
Kevin
You
it.
Hart
guys
is
are, but you guys are talking
insane.
on the Brad Pitt. I'm talking about people that would be on the same level as a Taraji
Oh, okay,
today,
got
I
right?
think
And
Taraji's
I'm
on that
sure
level
they're
now,
getting
though.
paid more.
I think
I'm s-
Taraji's on that A-list level now, though, as
Nah,
far as black females.
she's eight lists, but not
yeah,
in
she's
terms
not
of
a
pay.
Will Smith. She's not a Will
As far as
Smith
black
A-list.
females, how many other
Yeah,
black females today are on that list that are up there?
no. I said she's on the list, but she's not being paid that way.
Oh yeah, I get that, but you also got to remember, right? See, I think the other thing that we're taking credit away from when you look at a Will Smith, right? You're talking about somebody that's been acting for 30 years, that built a brand that went from being a hip hop artist to being in a syndicated television show that was in
Mhm.
white American homes every evening, that made it cool to like black culture. That's a
Okay.
different level of impact. There's not many female actors that you can, there's not many actors, period, that you can say had that impact on America.
I
Just
got
be
you.
real. This guy was the
But
Fresh
Will
Prince
Smith
of
is only one
America.
person, though. Will Smith is only one
I
person.
know, but we're
Right.
Let me
comparing.
put it. Let me put it on. Let me put it on in perspective for you. I bet you, Morris Chestnut did a movie today. He'd get paid more than Taraji.
He's Morris Chestnut again is not even on that level. I don't think.
He's
Again, and
not.
you're
He's
also talking
exact.
about
That's my
That's
point.
Steve's point. That's
That's
Steve's
my
point.
point.
Hold. But again, you're also talking about a guy with Morris Chestnut who's been acting since 1992.
You don't think
1990.
Taraji's been acting for
You
20 or
acting
30
like
years?
Taraji just came
No.
out.
No, Taraji does not have a accreditation as long as Morris Chestnut. She doesn't. It's just a fact. These are facts. Her first role was Baby
But is
Boy.
she? But she's bigger than Morris Chestnut
No,
today.
she's not.
Yes.
Morris
Oh,
Chestnut.
she's far bigger than Morris Chestnut. Far bigger
Okay.
than Morris Chestnut.
What I'm
What's the
saying
last
to
movie
you,
he was in?
what I'm
What's the last movie
saying
he
to
was
you,
in?
what I'm saying to you is right. Morris Chestnut, you're forgetting. Just relax. Morris Chestnut was in fucking John Singleton's first one of his biggest joints, right? A hood classic, right? Boys in the Hood.
What that
You're talking
mean? What
about
does that?
this.
None of that mean. What does that
I'm gonna
mean?
build to that. Relax. Morris Chestnut has been a black heartthrob for fucking years. Him, Shamar Moore, they've been getting black dollars for years. I'm not taking anything away from Taraji. I'm just saying again, she doesn't have the longevity that these people have. And you
But she
forget
does though. You didn't know her until Baby Boy. That didn't mean that she
no,
wasn't
she
anywhere.
didn't act before Baby Boy. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes,
She
she
didn't
did. I'm
act
looking at her filmography right now. She was acting
Okay.
3 years before Baby Boy came out.
acting. Yeah, she
Okay.
was acting.
She was
before
acting
Baby.
3 years before as an extra somewhere. Okay, you got it.
Taraji P. Henson is not a
I'm
new
talking about
actress.
major roles. Fucking Morris Chestnut was fucking Ricky. He got shot in the back. He's the
Okay.
fucking climax
What is
of
that?
this.
But what does
of
what
Boys
does
in the
that
Hood.
do?
Too
What does
bad
that
for
mean
Baby Boy.
today? What does that mean today?
Morris Chestnut is when you talk about a black actor and you're talking about black actors that have established themselves for years. Steve, you're not
Cool.
black, so stop it.
So tell
Again,
me Morris Chestnut's last movie then.
I don't know Taraji's last movie.
Exactly.
Exactly. I don't know either of them last movies. What are you talking about?
Morris Chestnut last movie. Hold on a second. This can't be right.
You're missing the point. Again, what I'm saying is Morris Chestnut is one of those actors that through time has been a black heartthrob. That's just what it is. You can't deny that. Taraji's biggest role was Baby Boy, and then she propelled herself to Benjamin Button. I get it. I'm not knocking that.
That's
Now,
not true. She was in Baby Boy. She was in Hustle and Flow.
She was in a lot of movies.
I never even saw Hustle.
I'm talking about the ones that were big though.
I never even saw Hustle. But okay, go back to Hustle and Flow. Terrence Howard didn't get paid for fucking Hustle and Flow. He didn't get paid.
About being paid.
I'm just saying.
Taraji was the mother in Karate Kid. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
A Karate Kid movie that flopped. Let's just think about this, right? Terrence Howard was the main star of Hustle and Flow, and they jerked him for money. I'm just saying, I get it, right? And I'm for the fight of black actors. I think there's two different arguments there. I think black actors likely, for sure, in large, don't get paid what they're supposed to. We get that. I'm just saying that the business of Hollywood has always been where the person gets big money and the other people don't. And I'm just saying, even Terrence Howard in Hustle and Flow, he's on record to say today he didn't get paid for that role.
Right. I saw that. I got you. I mean, we don't got to spend the whole pie on this or whatever. I get it. At the end of the day,
trying to act like he's black today.
No, I get it. I feel you. At the end of the day,
EJ just talking about shit that he wasn't even around for. He's too young to remember the movie, so it didn't happen.
Too young to remember what movie? What the fuck are you talking about?
All of them.
Nigga,
you talking about Taraji? You talking about Taraji? You talking about Taraji got found when she popped up on the scene?
Me. Come on. Baby Boy is the fucking biggest role she had prior to anything. What the fuck are you talking about? You sound ridiculous. Now nobody remembers Don Cheadle started the Golden Girls. Nobody remembers that.
He started.
You still watch it? Don't make it sound like you knew that from when you were a kid. You still watch it, you old bastard.
I mean, Golden Girls is legit, yo.
I watched Golden. I did watch it the other night. Shout out to Blanche, yo.
Shout out to
Blanche. Girls, yo.
Shout out to Blanche.
Only one crazy because is Betty White. Only one alive.
No, Betty White's dead.
Oh fuck!
Betty White's dead.
Died like 2 years ago.
Dead. Oh yeah. Well, at least I'm keeping motherfuckers alive versus you prematurely killing people.
Yo,
I'm trying to. Hey, somebody got to do it. Like seem like God dropping the ball.
Nigga trying to move along population.
They played the first. They played the first episode of Golden Girls the other night. I was watching it, and
oh man.
And she was like, "Oh, it's tough being a teacher here in Dade County." I was like, "Oh shit, look at this shit." They were in Miami. I knew that's where they were, but when you hear it from back then, you're like, "Damn, okay."
But that was Miami like a couple of years before the drugs though, because they started like 83.
No, she started talking. She even was listen, man. Go back and watch the first episode ever, because she's like, oh, she says some shit like anybody that got money here is either a drug lord or this. I'm like, okay, I see what they was doing back then. You just like now we understand the shit better than we was watching Golden Girls when we was like 10 years old, 9 years old. Yeah. Maybe even younger.
It's crazy how a show like that still hits. You know what I mean? Like even for people like my homegirl from work, she had took vacation. I think it was like last year or the year before. Like she usually always takes off like the last like 3 weeks of the year or whatever. And she was watching a bunch of Golden Girls, and she texted me because she's like probably like 8 years younger than me or whatever. She's like, "Yo, why didn't you tell me Golden Girls was good?" And I'm like, I thought everybody knew that. She was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, I can't stop watching it. I'm like, "Yo, this shit it's classic, yo. It's classic."
You're supposed to.
You're right. They came out 85. You're right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I can watch that. That Good Times, Sanford and Son.
Talking about TV, let me just get it off my chest. Aquaman, watch it on mute. Jason Momoa is a terrible actor.
It was trash.
The black dude is a terrible actor. So the lines are just horrible.
He was terrible in the first one.
So now you got Nicole Kidman trying to carry this whole shit because the only good actress in that movie is no longer in it because she shat on somebody's bed. So now you're sitting there and The one thing I'll
She was
give him,
she was horrible in the first one too. Stop it.
I'll give you this. I'll give him
She
this.
was better in the second one, but she definitely was trash in the first one.
Yo, DC.
And they changed her accent. Like that's all. That I guess they thought nobody would notice that.
DC stepped their game up in
Visual effects,
visuals. Yeah, they did a really good job with this one.
That's James Wan. He did that the first one, kind of.
They hired all the Marvel people.
I think this was better than this. The
James Wan.
visuals in this one was better than the first one. The visuals in this one matched up to the visuals for the for Black Panther 2. Like the underwater shit with whatchamacallit, Spanish dude.
Namor.
Namor. They did a really good job visually. The story was okay. It was just the acting that was bad. And sometimes they were a little extra in some spots. Like you'll see it, but dude is like dead on his deathbed. Aquaman brother on his deathbed. Like this dude is like Tom Hanks in Castaway. He lays down in water for 2 seconds and stands up and he's brolic and looks like a bodybuilder. I'm like, all right, y'all got it. Y'all got it. So there was some shit there that was a little extra, but I think visually they did a great job, a much better job. They just got to get some better actors. They got to get some better supporting cast. If they're going to keep casting this bum, because Momoa is a terrible, terrible actor.
Yo, while we're here, man, you know, I mean, obviously I've watched a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go down the list, but I checked out that new Netflix joint, Leave the World Behind, with Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali. Ethan Hawke.
I've been wanting to watch that.
It's good. It's one of those movies that like when it ends, like there's no conclusion. Like, so it's kind of like you make up your own mind kind of joint. But it's interesting. But the thing that I want to talk about with that movie is there is a scene where Mahershala Ali and Julia Roberts are dancing. And I couldn't tell if she's acting like she can't dance or is she just a white woman who can't dance. Because I can't believe that she saw that.
She hasn't been able to dance since forever. Pretty Woman, she couldn't.
Pretty Woman, yeah.
Man, God, man, yo, I wouldn't want that kind of tape out there, yo.
She's white.
Yeah,
she puts raisins.
Remember that one joint? Remember that one joint?
Potato salad.
Remember that one joint when 50 said if she can dance, she can fuck. I have questions now.
Yeah, she puts raisins in her potato salad for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Well, she's old though.
She's old. Nah, she's been white.
It's bad. It is bad.
No, she's been that bad forever.
When I say bad,
you got her dancing with like an African dude. Well, I know
you watch it and then it's like
tone.
I know they filmed the movie like 2 years ago, and it's like I feel bad for her like retroactively. You know what I mean? Like it's like people saw that and was like we could have got a stunt double. We could have did some CGI.
Don't feel bad for her. Don't feel bad for her. She danced on millions of dollars.
Millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, you can feel as bad as you want. You know what? I'll trade all the dance skills I have today for her bank.
I'll trade my 2-step real quick. Fuck that.
Right.
I'm good.
For one of her movie checks, I'm out. You can take everything.
EJ, you ain't like the movie?
I didn't watch it yet.
How did you said it was horrible 3 times already?
No, I heard it was horrible. I didn't watch it. No.
You know, EJ don't do no fucking research.
Oh my god, yo!
He go to the one thug network
thing, nigga. VP the same nigga that says DC. I don't have to watch it. It's trash.
Because it is. They prove me right every single time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Netflix proves me right very often.
No, he's talking about Aquaman. EJ's talking about Aquaman. Or
no, let me not say it. Let me not say the movie itself is not like the subject matter is something that I'm into. Yeah. So it was good to me in that aspect, but the acting is also very good. And I think even though the subject matter is probably not as like it's not as sexy, the actors actually carry it because like these people,
Kevin
like,
Bacon's in it.
Yeah, he had a minor role though, but Kevin Bacon, Mahershala Ali, Ethan Hawke, Julia Roberts, the black chick.
I fucking hate Ethan Hawke. I fucking hate Ethan Hawke.
I like he was good in that movie.
The only Ethan Hawke movies I like is fucking The Purge 1 and Training Day. That's it. I fucking hate Ethan Hawke, yo.
I like Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke got carried. I think he
And,
got carried into stardom by
you
by
know one part
Denzel.
I liked about the movie, like they were like typical white people. Like there's some shit happening, and like they're like doing some like let's check it out kind of shit. And Julia Roberts peeps some shit happening, and she's like, Mark or whatever his name is, like Mark, get in the car, and he's like, wait, do you think that we should try to look at? She's like, get in the fucking car, and he's like,
And
oh,
she was
like
with Mahershala Ali, or she was with she was
Ethan
with
Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan
Okay.
Hawke's her husband, and basically what happens, they rent an Airbnb, and the Airbnb is
Mhm.
Mahershala Ali's crib, and so
Right.
they show up of like I don't want to give too much away but yeah, it's I
You
like it. I
usually
like
you usually do give shit away though. When you be giving
yeah.
reviews on here, you usually do give it
Well,
away.
the reason I don't want to give too much away is because this movie is made in a way that that you're supposed to draw your own conclusions. So I don't want to say what it is I think, and y'all watch it, and you know it influences how you think on it or whatever.
I
Also,
got you.
the Obamas were they produced this movie. This is their
Yeah.
first actual
Yeah.
film from their
Yeah.
production
Oh, I
company.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that.
forgot about that. I forgot about
it was
that.
a lot of controversy on Fox News about it, of course, because you know, the movie is about like some folks. What the movie in the movie, the black chick says a line where she says, if things are the way that we think they could go, you know, trust can't be doled out easily, especially to white people. And Fox News did not like that shit, boy. So, and I was like,
Uh,
She
Chris
wasn't
Rock,
wrong.
I heard it
like,
was good. I heard it was good.
I like
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
I heard the ending
But
ruined it all.
the
when I
ending.
turn on a film in December, if there ain't no Christmas lights, aside from if it's at the movie theater, I'm not watching it.
Yeah,
So it's gonna have to wait till January.
yo, I watched a Christmas joint yesterday called The Christmas Detective. It was actually on HBO. I usually watch most of my Christmas stuff on Netflix. It was on HBO, and it's like an hour and 30 minutes, so quick watch, you know. But the chick in that movie, whew,
You know what? You guys
The
are.
Christmas Detective. Let me look
the
that up.
Christmas
Look at this
Detective
guy.
Steve,
I
you're a
mean,
piece of shit because you haven't watched Raising Kanan yet. But
had them things,
his mama showed her titties.
had
I
That's
heard
those
been
about that.
things.
Yeah, nigga.
You know,
Patina Miller. Shout out to Patina Miller. Her fucking tits is nice.
what you? All right, you
Oh,
sound
that's
like
what that is. What I'm
Mario
talking about,
Yanni
DJ.
right now. No,
Huh?
no, it's not.
No.
No,
On Raising Kanan.
Oh,
Christmas Detective. I'm looking here.
y'all are just all over the
Ooh,
place.
I know who she is. I like her.
While we're talking about Taraji and Morris Chestnut and all of them, they need to get on the ball because we didn't have a Black Christmas movie this year, and I'm very upset about it.
Yes, we did. Eddie Murphy.
oh yeah, I watched
had
that
one.
too.
That
Candy
doesn't
Cane
count.
Lane
Candy
on
Cane
Amazon.
Lane.
That don't
Candy
count.
Cane Lane. It is. The
No,
leading cast is
no.
black.
No, that doesn't
Oh,
count.
you mean
though.
like a black Negro
Black
type movie.
right? Family, right? Black family.
Got it. My bad. Respectfully.
Steve, Candy Cane Lane.
That shit was trash.
I could tell you that Eddie Murphy is trash.
It was.
EJ
Oh,
calls
chill
him
on Eddie.
his.
Chill on Eddie Murphy.
EJ still think he the best comedian of all time, and
He
his
is
dumb.
He is the GOAT.
Feel EJ, right? Like the nostalgia want to let us protect him, but he's doing this shit to himself.
Right,
You
exactly.
know what I mean? Like
He is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
remember when Cuba Gooding Jr. did Snow Dogs? Like I shot him a little bit of bail. Like yo, man, this was radio.
I never saw it.
You know what I mean? He was in Men of Honor with Robert De Niro. I shot him some bail, yo. And then it was like he did the I'm sorry, not no, he did Boat Trip. I shot him bail on Boat Trip.
Boat Trip
And
was
then
good
did
because he
Snow
had
Dogs.
some bad baddies in it.
Then he
What
did
I'm saying-
I
Snow
would have
Dogs.
took that role too.
Steve is conflating and changing what I'm saying. What I said is Eddie Murphy to me is the greatest stand-up comedian of all time because his shit is timeless and it's fucking funny till this day. But I mean, when you're talking about comedians, especially black comedians, Eddie's the reason that any of them are fucking relevant.
But Steve is not talking about comedians. Steve is saying his movies are trash.
No, I just said his movie was trash. I just said that.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's doing well. He's gonna give us Beverly Hills Cop, a remake.
And I saw Coming to America too, so I don't want it.
Coming to America 2 was fucking trash. We all said that was trash.
Yeah,
And
so I
black
don't want
people, black
This
people
is
were
his-
like,
I think this
don't
is
do that.
No, but I think this is his opportunity to resurrect. Like if you want to
man.
resurrect, you got to go back to raw Eddie Murphy. I don't care that you're 50
Yes.
or however 60 years
Yes.
old and you got kids and you are divorced and shit like that. You got to go back to give me one movie. Give me one old school Eddie Murphy raw gay police
Motherfucker.
car type. Yeah, I
Motherfucker.
need
Yeah.
that.
That's where Eddie went wrong. When he started fucking cleaning it up and getting them checks.
Just
When
like
he
Chris
was
Tucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Tucker found the Lord and stopped swearing and look. Where
But,
you
yeah,
at?
but I mean, if he wants to make a remake, right? Why not remake another 48 Hours? You know, I mean, that was good too, but it wasn't Beverly Hills Cop or
Ain't Nick
Coming to America.
Ain't Nick Nolte dead?
No, he knows he's still alive.
Yo, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all are
Jesus Christ.
out of control today. Yo, so
Yeah.
there was a post that I put in the chat the other day. A young black lady or black girl put on social media. As soon as I find out you like
White women.
white women, I don't like you no more. Not like not like I'm not friends with you, but like I'm not attracted to you anymore.
That's stupid.
To you, what does that say?
That's
Well,
dumb.
we've talked about this before, the double standard that black men have, where black women believe because they outnumber us in the population that we shouldn't date outside of our ethnicity. But we've all said, hey, if you love who you love who you fucking love. We've said this before though. Black men get killed for it. Eve goes out and marries a white billionaire. Nobody bats an eye. All
Janet
these
Jackson.
Janet Jackson, Viola Davis, Patina Miller, all these women have fucking white spouses. But when it comes to
Well,
a
actually,
black
I think
man,
Janet Jackson's spouse is Arab, but still, he ain't black.
I mean,
That's
and that's
close. That's
debatable.
close to black.
That's debatable. I mean, he might. Who knows what he considers himself? I'm just saying, there are a lot of women in power that have white husbands or white spouses, and
Ketanji Brown.
Ketanji Brown.
And-
no one.
And
bats an
Janet
eye.
Jackson's thing.
And
Janet
shit, y'all
Jackson's
forgot the
thing.
biggest one. Kamala
Kamala.
Harris. Kamala.
Kamala.
No, it's
Nigga,
Kamala,
why
man.
you can't say her fucking name?
It's Kamala. Kamala Harris.
It's
Right.
Kamala.
It's Kamala.
Just because y'all don't know how
Kamala.
to say it. Just because y'all want to make her more African than she is. It's Kamala.
Anyway, but I think Janet Jackson's thing was more of a financial arrangement because I read something that about
Somebody needs
like their prenup
someone
says
needed
like
citizenship.
no, it says like they're like the dude's like a Arab billionaire or something, like in their prenup, I think she gets like 10 million for every year they together, and then once they get over a certain amount of years, it just becomes a lump sum of like 150 million. If they have a kid, then it goes up like another 75 million, and they've done all of that.
I'm not mad at her.
So,
Shout out to Janet. Shout out to Janet. You know what? Give him my number. Dog. I'll be woke as hell. I'll be right down at Disney on Pride Week, yo, for that kind of arrangement. 10 million? Listen, man.
so
Stop
nasty,
playing.
man.
that seemed more like a business situation and not
That's right.
love, you know?
That's right. Listen, man. I was created with never mind. Never mind, it's too far. Shit,
But-
where was I? Oh, yeah, so to my
But-
point, go ahead, EJ.
Black women, right? If you ask any black woman, you know. Ask any black
EJ
woman, you
hates
know.
all black women.
No, I don't. Shut up.
That's a
First
fact.
of all.
He's only one thing he likes about black women.
You gotta relax.
Two things.
Ah,
Three things. Three, actually, technically.
See,
Two of them.
it's building up. But listen,
Well, there's two. There's two of them. They count as one, but there's two of them. So
Right.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, but keep it moving. If you ask any black woman, right, and ask them this question, would you be more mad if the dude you used to fuck with left you for a white woman or because they were gay? A black woman would be more okay with the fact that they were gay versus the white woman. Black
think
women
you're
don't
right.
like fucking black dudes dealing with women, with
think you're
white
right.
women. That's where that shit comes from.
I think
I
you
know
should
I'm
be-
right.
But wait,
I've
but would
asked.
you be more mad if your girl left you?
I wouldn't give a
for-
fuck. I would give a fuck because I think most women are gay anyway, undercover. So I wouldn't care if she left me for a fucking girl. It's happened to me before. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. If she left me for a white dude, I wouldn't give a fuck either. We don't give a fuck. Them, they be mad.
You hate
But I
black
think it's because, I've said before, I think, with men just like women. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter, white, black, whatever race. Whereas,
women.
like, women, especially, or not women, black women specifically, since that's what we're talking about, like, only like black men. You know what I mean? And so, it's I don't know. I don't know what it is with that, man. Like, just love who you love, yo. Like, at the end of the day,
Men are easy creatures, yo. Men are
Yeah.
easy creatures. Like, men are easy creatures. 90%. Let me go back. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe 84% of what a man wants in a relationship is visual and physical. So it doesn't matter whether they're white or it doesn't matter what their race is what I'm saying. Women are emotional creatures. They're very they get attached, and everything is attached to feelings, right? So which is another reason why, for a man, once you touch my territory, ain't no coming back from that. For most of us, like, if a woman cheats with a man, not likely going to be accepted, but you'll have more women that accept men cheating. We see it all the time, because they're so emotionally attached to these individuals. There's just a difference in people. But to go back to the point, it's just, I think it's pretty stupid. Like, why would you say something like that? You're basically saying that this person likes a specific type of individual, or is attracted to a specific type of individual, so he can't love you the same way that he loves you. He can't, he's not as attractive anymore to you because he likes these types of people. Like, you gotta relax.
But that's black women. I said this already. Once a black man dates outside the race, that's it for them. And I mean, they've made a lot of arguments and a lot of reasons why. I get it.
What if your girl left you for a midget?
Oh, midget.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Hey, you seen midget porn? The motherfuckers be.
He's getting muted. All right. What else do we have on the list?
They're called little people. It's NFL time, yo. Y'all teams are playing today.
That's right.
4:00. I don't. What's the game of the week? Miami Dallas or San Fran Baltimore?
Miami Dallas.
Miami
For
Dallas.
me.
What are you talking about?
I think San Fran Baltimore San Fran should win. I don't see Baltimore winning that.
No, I just mean like
when you talk about playoff implications, San Fran,
everything is
Baltimore,
on the line with Miami and Dallas.
But Miami well, no, because Dallas is already in. But Miami Dallas is more of the game of the week. Excuse me, because you got two individuals who they're both shitted on at the quarterback's position, both shitted on equally, no matter what they do, whether it's good or bad.
Quarterback.
Well, not only that though, right? Because while you're in, it still speaks to who's going to win the division. That's the part that makes most sense.
Well, both teams are
Dallas. If Dallas wins, it helps propel them to a divisional win. And Jesus Christ. And if Miami wins, that keeps them on pace to keep the East. But if they lose, Buffalo is on pace to potentially win the division. They won last night. Huh?
They gotta win. They gotta win a lot.
Okay, stop. Because VP's just saying no. Okay, if y'all lose tonight,
you know, because you're wrong.
Why?
Yeah, it's not just tonight. So, there's a lot.
Right. If Miami, if the implications for Miami are, if they win, they're in. Not the division, but they're in. One more win, and they're in.
They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be in.
But for the division, Miami could lose the next two games and still win the division as long as they beat Buffalo the last week of the season.
Again, this is what I'm saying. If y'all win today, that's not going to be the same case. It's not going to be the end of the season for the division. Y'all going to have a game up on them. So what are you saying? It makes no fucking sense. You literally made my point. If y'all lose today, you give Buffalo a better chance to win the division. If they win out, they have to see y'all at the end of the year, obviously in Miami. But if y'all lose today, y'all fucking help them. If y'all win today, you're in better shape.
Yeah,
But that last game against them doesn't matter if Miami wins the
That's what
next
the fuck I just
the
said.
next two.
That's
the
literally
next
what I
two.
just said. You gotta win tonight to make a difference. That's what I literally just said.
But they don't have to. That's the
I,
thing.
to me they have to win because I don't think if you're Miami, you want to put this shit to chance.
Right.
Again, well, because they got some. So Miami and Dallas are in the exact same boat. I feel like Miami and Dallas front loaded schedule was teams that were absolutely beatable, um, less than desirable rosters, and the opponent for their division, Eagles for us and Buffalo for Miami, are now getting to their softer part of their schedules, right? So Miami sees Dallas, Baltimore, and then Buffalo, yes.
Yes.
And Cowboys are seeing
Miami sees Dallas and then
Dallas,
Bu-
Baltimore, Buffalo,
and then
Baltimore and
Buffalo,
Buffalo, yeah.
right?
And even their schedule going forward is gonna be who's if they win today and then they gotta see Baltimore, that's gonna be for who's number one in the AFC
That's
overall.
only
It's
if
only if Baltimore
Baltimore
loses
loses
today
today.
or tomorrow, whenever they play. But
Yeah.
on the
Which we
flip
think
side
they
of the
will.
coin, similarly, the Cowboys started off pretty simple, but they've got now Miami, Detroit, and then we close with who is it that we close with? I had it on the
It's
tip of my
probably
tongue.
divisional because they make
No,
all of
it's
them divisional now.
no. Ours isn't divisional.
Who Dallas?
Yeah, well, ours is not divisional.
Yeah, I got Miami today. I got the Lions next week. And
Right,
then
and then
y'all finish with the Commanders in DC.
oh,
Yeah.
Washington. Okay,
Yeah, divisional.
which
They
I
make
feel like
they played all of the divisionals last week.
okay.
The entire
So I
schedule.
think we can win out. Like I don't see, and here's where I think it's even more important for us to win today. Because if we can go ahead and beat Miami, we figure out a way to go ahead and beat Miami today, and Detroit wins today, Detroit locks up their division. They can't get any higher. They can't go from 3-1. They can't go from 3-2 because San Fran, Philly, and so on, right? So they can in Dallas. They can't, right? Even if they were to beat Dallas next week, you still got San Fran, Philly, all that. They could very likely rest Jahmyr Gibbs. They could rest, Amon Ra. They could rest Jared Goff, whatever, right? Which could make life that much easier for the Cowboys because you go beat up on a bad Detroit team or leftovers, and then you go beat up on Washington again, right? And now we've won out. We've beaten all three. That makes Philly have to win all three of their games, and two of them are divisional. Actually, all three of them are divisional, aren't they? But two of them are the Giants, which the Giants are starting to get hot. Philly's starting to get cold, and I can see them splitting that series, which could mean that Philly loses the division after all that shit they talk.
Yeah, that's very fucking possible.
Yeah. But I would also say, like to your point about Miami and Dallas playing front loaded schedules, like the whole schedule thing is a lot of
smoke and mirrors.
kind of retroactive, like, oh well, these teams aren't that good or whatever. Because you know what I mean? Because if you look at our schedule, we played the Chargers week 1. They were a playoff team last year. We played Denver week 3. Everybody thought Denver, they got Russ, they got Sean Payton, they're gonna, you know what I mean? And so we played the Giants like week 5. They were a playoff team last year. So right. You know what I mean? So it's like we get killed for not beating, good teams or whatever, but it's like, fuck, we didn't make the schedule. And you ask a lot of Dolphins fans and they obviously they're like, man, that's those first like 5-6 weeks, man. That's just gonna be kind of I think we can win, but it's gonna be tough. Fucking Chargers, Denver, Buffalo.
But I don't think that's not because those teams are going to be good. I think it's because even though Miami was good last year, they're not as good as they are this year. They were not nearly as good last year as they are this year.
I mean, Tua was out.
And y'all got Jalen Ramsey back, which was an extreme help, right? So
I think to VP's point, everybody's reactionary, and if any season is the epitome of this, you play who's on your schedule, because the AFC, if you look at it in large, has been injury riddled. It's been very weak overall. So you can't come at Miami and say that they didn't play anybody. They beat who the fuck they need to beat, and they've done it decisively, and they've done it consistently, and they've taken care of business. That's just what it is. In the AFC, there's no other teams that are even relevant. Even when you look at Kansas City, they fucking cheated against the Jets. They shouldn't have won that game. And they could have been really bad this year. They haven't been good. Miami, I'm gonna say this: Miami is very deserving of where they are. I think the Ravens' schedule was very easy. I would say that from the beginning, because they played a lot of bad teams, but they handled business. And I think right now in the AFC, it's up to the Dolphins and the Ravens to lose. I think if you let
The-
Buffalo in,
So
which
here's the thing
I
with
think the
Ravens.
league wants Buffalo to get in.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing about the Ravens. The Ravens are playing in arguably the worst division this season, because they have the Steelers.
I would say
who-
second worst. At the NFC South
Yeah.
exists.
AFC South. AFC South.
NFC South. Tampa,
Well,
New
both.
Orleans, Atlanta,
Oh,
Carolina.
that's true. That's true. But the AFC South also is shit. But what I mean is, when you take Joe Burrow out, when you take Nick Chubb out, when you take Deshaun Watson out, now you're playing with the backups. And now, fortunately enough for Cleveland, they're serviceable with Joe Flacco. But Cincinnati, even though they have all that, that star power everywhere else, you still need a quarterback to make plays. And we learned that yesterday, because they got beat up by Pittsburgh.
Yep, 3
Who had-
interceptions from Browning.
Who had Mason Rudolph at the helm, right? So when
Yep.
you're talking about ease of schedule, there is some reality to that when your division is absolute trash and dog shit. Now, it's different when you're playing other teams, or like, no matter how good or bad Baltimore looks year over year, Lamar Jackson has only lost to one NFC team in his career. The dude is like 16-1 or something against NFC teams, which hopefully he beats up on San Fran. So you can't really say it. But when you're talking about division, same thing. It's the same argument people will never say for Peyton Manning, right? Peyton Manning, great quarterback. I will never say he wasn't a great quarterback. But the success that he should have had a lot more success playing against the teams that was in his division.
Indianapolis. But I think that goes back to, and we talked about Cam Newton pre-production, which was a topic. Cam Newton talking about game managers. And I think what people took about his comments, they didn't really hear what he said, because he even called Tom Brady and Peyton Manning elite game managers.
He's wrong.
And I think,
wrong.
I mean, I
agree.
think his definition is his definition. And I think what he says by it is people.
So what does that make him then? They're
I
game
think
managers, and he's the one elite.
No,
Get the fuck outta here.
I think he called himself a game manager
He's
as well.
trash, yo.
I think
Cam Newton is fucking
chill.
trash.
The thing is, he said game managers are gonna do what they're supposed to do in game spots. They're gonna deliver what they're supposed to deliver. He said game changers are people that basically can go off script and do things that you can't stop. So he said Lamar
Tom
Jackson is
Brady?
one.
Tom Brady
He
is a
said-
game changer.
Nah,
Listen, what? You give this dude a
Yeah,
minute in the game. Patrick Mahomes, you give this dude 35 seconds. You're worried about it. LeBron James, I know it's a different sport,
Yeah.
but this is another guy that if he's up by 3 and there's 5 seconds left, you're worried. Like, these are game changers. You can't tell me, like,
Yeah.
even Dak Prescott, no matter how you feel about this guy, he has game-winning drives. A lot of them. You can't tell me that these guys are not game changers just because they don't run touchdowns in. And that's, I think, what he's
Yeah.
looking at.
I have to disagree with Cam, because I think, like, in my mind, like, a game manager is a dude, like, not necessarily a backup, but like you know how
Mason
when a
Rudolph
backup
was
gets
the
in there,
game manager yesterday.
where the coach is basically essentially telling them, like, don't lose it for us. We're gonna play good defense. We're gonna run the ball and let you throw it here and there.
On
And
third
you,
down.
as long as you don't lose it for us, we can win this game.
But
You know
for
what I mean?
years,
And no
for
other
years, we said
quarterback-
that about Tom Brady, though. For years, people
Nah.
said that about Tom Brady.
Who said that?
No, for
You
years,
said
no,
that about Tom
no,
Brady.
for years, people said it was Bill Belichick's system, right?
And they were wrong.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that.
But a system,
I
but a
get what he's
system
saying.
doesn't. But a system is different than don't go out there
What
and
I
lose
think
the
he's
game.
saying is what I think he's saying is there are people that can play the game that can single handedly, no matter what else happens around them, they can change the course of the game. And that might be your Lamar Jackson, even your Patrick Mahomes and his scramble ability. I think that's a difference.
He's full of shit,
Right.
and you buying into that is trash too, because
There are
if
things.
you can tell me, I'm okay with him saying those guys are game changers, but for him to say that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, two of the guys that
He
people
said they
have,
were elite game managers.
But no, but
exactly, he's
here's the
trash.
thing though, right? There's the difference, I would argue, is that Tom Brady is a game manager the same way that Lamar is, right? The difference is that Lamar is or not manager, a game changer. The difference is that Lamar can go out there and scramble around, and then you can't defend forever. Guy becomes open, he throws the ball, right? Tom Brady can go out there and say, okay, I just, nothing happened. The defense did something. They did. I switched protection. I can look off this safety and manipulate him with my eyes and then be able to create this passing lane now because I was able to move this safety just by doing this or whatever. You know what I mean? There's different.
I do disagree with him. I do disagree with him when it comes to Tom Brady. More or less for Peyton Manning, I don't disagree because I think Peyton Manning before
Peyton
he went
Manning
to
called
Denver,
his own plays.
I
It's
get
like
it, but I
rappers that
think
don't write their raps.
I think before Peyton Manning went to Denver, and he was gonna have just that one Super Bowl, I think he was very much vanilla. Like I think when everything around him wasn't perfect, he was not a guy that could
Marino
fucking
never
win.
won the Super Bowl.
I'm not. Again, I'm talking about Peyton Manning. Marino to me today is the best person to ever throw a fucking football in life. Like that man could throw the football better than anyone in life.
But
So
we can't. But you can't call the Super Bowls for Peyton Manning being the thing that made him a manager.
no,
Then.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I think that Peyton Manning was always in a position that everything around him had to be perfect. Here's why I disagree about Tom Brady. He played with fucking nobodies, and just the dog in him alone made him more than that to me. I think we look at Peyton Manning. If you take away that Denver Super Bowl and you look at his career and how many times they lost in the playoffs when he was supposed to be that guy, I'm just saying. I don't know.
He's not clutch.
That's what
Not
I'm
clutch,
saying.
but we don't. But that doesn't.
But that don't mean
But
he's a
we're
game
not
manager,
having
though.
right. We're not
Well,
having a goat conversation
he
here.
called
We're not
him
having
an
a goat
elite.
conversation.
He called him an elite game manager, and by his
He's
definition,
wrong. He's
I
wrong.
agree. I agree with you. But by his definition, I don't think Peyton Manning was one of those guys that is like a Lamar, that is like a Tom Brady, that if you put them in the shit, they can make something better about
We
it.
saw him do it. We've seen him do it. We've seen
With
him
what?
do it multiple times.
What team?
We've seen him do
With what
it
team?
multiple times. With
With
Indy.
what team?
With
Indy
Indy.
had a fucking squad. Indy had an offensive juggernaut
Oh
squad.
my god.
What are you talking about? They had
You
Pro
change.
Bowl
You're moving
everything.
the goalposts. You're moving the
I'm
goalposts.
not.
You're saying put him. You're saying put him in a position where he has to make a play.
If you put
Tom
Brady, in New England, they're not gonna have. You're not gonna have the same results. You're not, in my opinion.
I don't like that argument because I feel like it's the same shit that you can say about like Tua. You can say about like to shit on the court. No, I'm just saying.
Where the fuck did Tua come from in this?
No, because you're essentially saying that Peyton Manning had weapons, therefore he wasn't really that good. That's essentially what you're saying.
I'm saying everything had to be perfect with
because
him.
he had these good players around.
Yeah, and we can say that with fucking Tua.
but here's the
Absolutely,
thing.
we can say
Here's
that
the
with
thing.
fucking Tua. He
But
has
here's the thing.
Tyreek Hill.
Who can you not say it about though? You don't say it about Patrick Mahomes.
Tom Brady, you can't say that about. That's my point. You can't say that about Tom Brady.
Mahomes?
Who the fuck did Patrick Mahomes have? Other
He
than
has
Travis
Travis
Kelce,
Kelce, the greatest tight end in history. He
He's
also
not
had
the
Tyreek
greatest
Hill
tight end
at
in
the same time that
history.
he had.
He's not the
Top three.
greatest tight end in history
Top
Top
three.
three.
of
Top
all
three.
time.
Yeah, he's top 3.
Of all time. Are
Top
y'all
3.
serious?
Sure.
Shannon Sharp,
Tony
Gronk.
Gonzalez,
Nope.
Shannon Sharp.
Nope. I'll take Kelce.
You said
over
Tony Gonzalez?
I will take Shannon Sharp
Get the fuck out of here.
over Tony
Get
Gonzalez.
all the way the fuck out of here. Todd Heap, fucking Jason Witten. The fuck out of here. Todd Heap.
Look.
I'm not. Well, fucking Jason Witten. Get the fuck out of here, man. Are you kidding me?
We don't gotta have a GOAT debate. Travis Kelce is arguably one of the best tight ends ever played. Let's say top 10.
Yeah, but we can also argue that Patrick Mahomes made him that.
You can't say that for Dallas Clark. You can't say that for Reggie Wayne. You can't say that for Marvin Harrison.
Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison were fucking monsters. Edgerrin James at running back. This nigga had some shit.
Who did we ever see Marvin Harrison being a monster with, other than
he didn't play anywhere else?
Exactly.
He just played, but he was a monster.
So how can we say? No, he wasn't uncoverable. He had one route.
No,
one route.
Uncoverable. No,
Marvin Harrison, like Randy Moss, had one route.
No, Marvin Harrison was a fucking route tree monster. You don't know football. Stop it.
But EJ, the point is that you're saying you have to discount what Peyton Manning did because he had talent around him. Every team looks to put talent. Like, that's what we have the draft for. Like, every team is literally trying to put talent around the quarterback.
Get it, but it fucking matters though. Again, you asked me, and I gave you a person in Thomas Brady who fucking had Julian Edelman, fucking guys off the fucking street.
Wes Welker,
guys off the fucking street.
One of the best tight ends of all time.
He was also a third round.
Aaron Hernandez, one of the best tight ends of all time, and he continued his career.
For sure.
These are Randy Moss, one of the greatest wide receivers of all time.
He didn't win shit, Randy, though.
But we're not talking about winning and losing. We're talking about making a play.
I was giving you the credit. I was giving you the credit for your boy Tom Brady. I don't give a fuck. Whatever.
And do you also put any stock in the fact that during those years where Brady was tearing shit up, right, that they had elite defenses that gave him multiple opportunities?
But that's what I was trying to say. You can make that argument that because Tom Brady never won a Super Bowl without having a top 5 defense. You can argue,
but I'm not making that argument. I'm saying Tom Brady's not a game manager. He's not an elite game manager. He's a game changer. The same way that Peyton Manning was.
But you just made a point for Cam. Cam can say with the Bill Belichick system, all Brady had to do was do his job because they had the top 5 defense.
Here's my thing. You made it to a Super Bowl, you froze, and then you never did shit again, and you can't even get a backup job right now. You can't tell me that 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time are game changers.
Now you sound
you can't.
Martin.
Because
they don't
want
him to play.
Cam,
don't want to play.
Regardless of that or not, in my mind, Cam Newton was a game changer. The same way that Michael Vick was a game changer, and Lamar's a game changer, Mahomes and Brady and Manning, right? To call them game manager, it sounds like he's scorned.
But
I think he can't get a job in the league, so he's just talking shit.
Again, I think you got to hear what he said. To him, he said game manager, I think, has been, and I agree with him in this. I think he said game manager has been reduced to a negative connotation.
It is a negative thing.
I don't think it is. You
know what Cam Newton sounds like when he says that? A dude who shot his shot at Holly Berry and she rejected him. He's like, man, she ugly, dog.
I don't think a game manager. I think a game, and I think it goes to my larger point of how we look at quarterbacks. I think we got to stop. You know
who's a game manager? I'm gonna give you a perfect game manager. Cooper Rush. That's your game manager. Dak Prescott, game changer. That's the difference right there. You put Cooper Rush in there, sure, they won games. People are like, oh, they're winning games. Do we have a quarterback controversy? No, the fuck we don't, because they average 17 points a game. When you put Dak back in there, you're averaging 27, 30 points a game. That's the difference between a manager and a changer.
I get you. He said elite game managers. I don't know. I get it.
Cam Newton, and here's my thing. I don't even think he believes that. That's the other part. That's my point.
I think
that Cam Newton knows that content is necessary in today's world, and because he has a name, all he has to do is shoot off some wild ass shit, and now he's gonna go viral, and now his content is gonna roll out, and there's money, right?
I agree.
So I don't think he believes that.
I don't think so either. I agree.
But I don't agree with Kimberly either. You know, in the things that she says or has been saying.
You said the same shit.
No, I didn't. You
said he's not on the team now.
No.
Literally said the same shit.
What I said is they gave him another shot and he played like shit. That's what I said. That's two different
Well, he
things.
played on a horrible New England team
And then he
that
played
didn't
back with the
have shit,
Panthers. Then he played back with the Panthers.
and they didn't have
The
shit
problem,
either.
the problem with Cam is that Cam, in my mind, especially when you are black, right? You can't be seen as doing like being extra. You know what I mean? And
That's the
so
problem.
Cam is not viewed as like one of the good ones.
Yep.
If he gets a backup job somewhere, he's not going to be quiet. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like when you look on the sidelines, you don't see Trey Lance out there going ham and Cooper Rush and all. You know what I mean? They're just
Well,
chilling.
better example. What's the
They're in their
dude that was
headset.
in?
They
What
clap
was
their
the dude
hand.
that was
They
in?
watch.
What was the dude that was in Cleveland that was like a lifetime backup? What's the dude that was in Cleveland before Flacco?
Josh Dobbs.
Jacoby Brissett.
No, Jacoby Brissett.
Right.
He's
right?
one of the good ones.
They go over and they watch the tablet with the starter. Maybe they point out something. Hey, I saw he did that. And other than that, they just sit down. And
Yep.
Cam's not going to be that guy, and that's why he can't get a job.
That's the only reason why.
No, you know why Cam Newton can't get a job? Because Cam Newton was offered backup jobs this season, and he said he's not taking a job.
He wanted more money.
A starter.
He wanted more money.
He said he wanted to be a starter. He's not taking a job unless he's a starter. So he did the Allen Iverson shit. That's what he did. Oh, I'm a starter in this league. I'm not taking a job unless I'm a starter. I'm one of the top 32 quarterbacks in the world. All right, dog. Well, guess what? Now you got to do a podcast and shoot off bullshit out of your mouth to try and make money instead of going out every Sunday, sitting on the sideline and making millions of dollars.
And he would be a starter. I mean, you look at all these injuries this year. He definitely.
Yes. All he had to do was sit back. That's it.
He should have did it. I agree. I can't knock that. I don't like Kimberly Martin and how she, tried to reduce this guy.
I'm gonna go on another ledge.
Well, she also got a white husband.
There you go. I'm gonna go on another ledge. I don't like that ESPN feels like they have to force these black women into these sportscaster roles. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't have black women as sportscasters, but they should have black sportscasters that know what the fuck they're talking about. They're trying to recreate a Jemele Hill without the controversy, and it's not working. It's not happening. These women are absolute trash. Go out and get better people is what I'm saying.
I've always been on record to say I don't like sports reporters.
Oh, and let me go back.
That aren't athletes.
I don't want to say black
I don't
women.
like it.
I'm going to say women in general because they got some bad white women too. But I feel like the black women are forced and placed on these shows. Get Up, where she does not fit there. She doesn't fit there. Mm-hmm. And they challenge everything she says. You could tell she's a plant.
The problem that I have with some of these people is that they're too biased. Like none of them are objective. You know what I mean? And I get it. Everybody has somebody they root for, or they're a fan of a team or whatever. You know what I mean? When Ryan Clark is praising the Steelers, I get that. You know what I mean? But like these people they're not objective in any kind of way, and it makes the content hard to digest. That's why I don't watch Get Up. It's because Greeny hosted. He's a biased Jets fan.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And so anything that you see him talk about, especially if it comes down to AFC East, and is from that perspective of him being a Jet fan. And not only is he a Jets fan, he's a Jets fan who is somehow in love with Josh Allen. Like I don't know if they're dating each other, so I don't know what the fuck's going on or whatever.
I mean, that's me. That's me. I've been that guy. But I've been on the ledge as a former athlete to always say I've never respected that line of work. It's just like when you have CNN, right? And somebody's talking about the COVID virus and you got Sanjay Gupta that comes on. He's a fucking medical expert, right? Because he's a doctor, right? So I like to hear Sanjay Gupta's opinion on that, right? I don't like sports writing, and it's been this way forever. I don't like sports writers that speak on something they've never fucking did. I can't talk about what it is to be in basic training to be a Marine because I've never been a Marine. I've never had the privilege and the honor, right? VP, you've done that. Salute to you. You can talk about what it is to wake up at 5 a.m. and be in fucking boot camp and be in the barracks, right? I can't do that. I don't like the fact that these motherfuckers that have never laced up any cleats can tell me as experts. You're not a fucking expert. You don't listen to the heart surgeon from the fucking sidelines. You listen to the fucking person that performs heart surgery. I've never liked that shit. I've never fucking liked it. And just quite frankly, it's not about being a woman. I like the Chene Gumlake and Boom, whatever her name is, Monica McNutt. She played college basketball, so she knows fucking the game of basketball. She ain't got to be a woman that played in the NBA. She played at a high level, at the WNBA level. She played at a professional college level to tell you the game of basketball. She's a fucking expert. I don't fucking like no Kimberly Martin where her claim to fame is right. Monica McNutt is an expert in basketball. She's not a Knicks fan. She's from DC.
For the Knicks. I mean, come on, dog.
VP.
She only gets paid. She only gets paid.
EJ played the game, so only people that played the game are experts.
She's not.
No one else can be. Even if you're a historian that only studies it, just like what's your coach's name in Miami? The Heat coach, Spoelstra. He cannot be an expert because he never played the game.
Nigga, you don't like him. What are you talking about?
I know.
But I've always had a problem with that.
But your point is nobody can be an expert unless they played professional.
Spoelstra played basketball, asshole. You didn't even know that.
Did he play in NBA?
No, I never said he had to play in the NBA. I said the motherfuckers had to play the game.
You said professional sports.
No, I was talking about Monica McNutt being an expert, in my opinion, because she's played on a near pro level.
You just like her because she got the word nut in her last name. That's why you like her. You want to nut on Monica.
Shout out to Monica. You got to relax.
Look,
to your VP, she's not a Knicks fan. She just works for the Knicks, but she grew up in DC. She's a Wizards fan. She won't tell you that, though. She's not a Knicks
fan. She just always talks good about them when they pay her.
She's getting a check.
Listen,
gotcha. Shout out to her.
No matter who's doing the job, people just need to find their own lane. Stop trying to be Stephen A. Smith. Stop trying to be Skip Bayless.
Colin Cowherd. These motherfuckers are trash. They're trash.
Person.
Colin Cowherd's fucking trash.
Colin Cowherd is he's absolute trash. He said
he's one of the good old boys. He's one of the good old boys, just like Skip, just like Will Kane. He's one of them good old boys. He said Christian McCaffrey is the most talented running back he's ever seen of all time. Most talented of all time. Disgusting.
I think there's a conversation to be had.
No,
there's a conversation. I don't think it can be dismissed as quick as you guys are making it seem. Now, when you're talking about running back specific to just running the ball, McCaffrey is not on. There's a bunch of people that are far better. But when you're saying why what?
Why is there a difference? Like, who are you putting in front of him?
If you're gonna say that? Pass catchers.
Marshall Faulk is one of the best pass catching running backs ever of all time.
I said there's a conversation to be had. I said you guys are dismissing it very simply. I'm not saying that he was right, but you guys dismissed it as if he's like drinking fucking bleach.
Nah, but I mean, look, like some things deserves conversations, right? Like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A both serves chicken sandwiches. There's no conversation about who has the best. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. Like, let's be serious here.
Christian McCaffrey scored 18 straight games in a row.
Yeah, but that doesn't
score touchdown. 18 straight games in a row. Passing and
that's not something that's just restricted to you as a player.
You don't have to be talented to do that.
There's other things that go into that. Barry Sanders arguably could be the most talented running back we've ever seen, because he was on the shittiest team of all time. He doesn't have those numbers.
That's the same argument as saying Tua is not good because he has good people around him.
No, Tua is just not a good quarterback. The fuck are you talking about?
This guy here. Crazy. This fucking guy. Anyway, yo.
Yeah.
Also, hey, shout out to my homegirl Audi, fan of the show from work.
Hey,
that's your homegirl. Every time I see you say her name on the podcast, I'm like thinking like you're saying Aldi, like AL. You need to do better with your enunciation.
I need you to blow up. I need you to.
I've actually never said
EJ.
No, you never said her name.
No,
I think
EJ,
you need to blow up her.
I'm muting him. I'm muting him. We finally get somebody to watch it live, and he want to go
show up her picture again.
He's trying to ruin it.
Oh my god, she's married now with children.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
I thought you said she was the one that.
Bruh, he randomly says homegirls all the time. He never names them.
That's
true.
That's true.
This guy Steve trying to get you jammed up.
What else? No. He always talks about his lesbian friend. I thought that's who it was.
No.
I don't remember him saying that either.
Yeah, I don't either, but that's definitely not who that is.
Oh, this guy. And I'm bad. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh
Interracial
my God,
relationship. Should carry moving on. Aquaman, Jonathan Majors, Cam Newton. Christmas Eve. What are you guys doing for Christmas?
We having a little bit of folks over. The local fam is coming through, eat some food, and just chill.
Is Cliff still local?
I mean,
He's in Tampa.
he's local enough, but he's not coming. He's in Tampa. He's going down to Miami.
Foul nigga. Who's in Miami?
My dad.
Their father.
Mm.
Who?
I don't know, nigga.
He don't pay no attention, yo.
No, none at all.
What? What'd you get your wife for Christmas?
Nothing.
Oh, you're a piece of shit.
We
EJ, what'd you get your new? Yo, VP. EJ said he told us that he got a girlfriend now.
I don't recall that.
Exactly.
He wasn't here. He wasn't on the pod. The fuck you mean? He hasn't been on the pod 2 weeks in a row. Nobody bats an eye when this fucking guy is out. When a fucking disabled Marine is out, he gets a fucking pass.
It's ADA.
Fucking asshole.
ADA. He had an ADA accommodation.
fucking asshole. When he's out, nobody bats an eye. When I'm out,
yeah, but
everybody's
But he be out because he can't get on. You be out because you hung over sleeping on the bed.
I can't get on. The fuck you mean?
Right.
Make better decisions. His isn't a decision. It's something his body's telling him.
Man, shut the fuck up. I don't know.
What'd you get your girlfriend?
I took some
Is she
of that
there?
advice. She's somewhere. She's upstairs. I took some of your advice and I was looking at the concert tickets. Them shit's too high, dog. I was like, no, not doing it.
Yeah, so, concerts out of control, man.
Yeah, that shit expensive. For Patti LaBelle, she wants $100 a ticket. Nah, fuck that, dog.
That's not a lot.
For Patti LaBelle? Yeah, I don't know more than
where's
three.
The ticket?
I don't know
where's
more than
the
three
ticket?
Patti. It's here, but I don't know more than 3 Patti LaBelle songs.
No, he mean like where's the seats?
Yeah, where's the seats?
No, them shits is like way yonder.
Oh.
Balcony,
but it's also, but that's because, but you may never see Patti LaBelle live again. And,
I don't give a fuck if I don't see Patti LaBelle.
And it don't matter how many songs. It don't matter how many songs you know. If it's something that your boo likes, this is her gift. This ain't your gift.
Here
exactly.
Yo. Here you go. Here you go. This nigga the biggest.
Yo, you think I want to go see light skin? You think I want to go see light skin ass Drake?
Drake is dope though.
Not for the price that I paid for his tickets.
Well, she went with you to see fucking Jay-Z's dumbass 1,000 times.
Right. I mean, that's like my brother don't listen to like music like that.
Exactly, because she bought the gift for me, and Jay-Z is my guy. So if you're buying the gift,
his wife wanted to go see Anita Baker. They went because
But Anita Baker got fucking joints. I don't know many Patti. How many Patti? Give me a Patti LaBelle song.
She got you.
Yes, I am, motherfucker. That's y'all problem. I'm not buying shit for just them no more. I'm an experience too. Fuck y'all.
Look, my wife told me
you're a horrible gift giver.
This nigga ain't even get a gift.
Because we don't.
I called
it. We just moved on. We just moved on from that. This nigga ain't even get a gift.
He's a scumbag.
Because we don't do that. But that's we have our own relationship dynamics, though. Like we good over here. You know what I'm saying?
No, I know this. I respect it. But don't tell me what the fuck. But how you gonna tell me to get gifts and you don't fucking do it?
I'm not telling you to get a gift. What I'm saying is that like my wife told me, hey, you know what I really would want to see is this Chinese opera called Shin Yun, where they don't speak English. The whole thing is in Mandarin.
But that shit is dope.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Shin Yun is fucking fire. Shin Yun is fire, nigga. I'm not going to fuck Patti LaBelle. I'm sorry.
I didn't like it retroactively after I learned more about it. But
how much was Shin Yun?
The tickets?
Yeah,
it was like $160
a
for
person.
Both of
y'all.
For both of them. This nigga.
I think total was like $160.
I'm totally sick, my nigga.
Yo, you spend $100 in a night drinking. You can't spend $100 to go see Patti LaBelle for your boo.
A legend, dog. When the next time you gonna see Patti?
Right.
I don't fucking like. All right.
You might not ever see Patti again after that night.
Hey, let me tell you this. If my fucking underdog hit today, we good.
Oh my god.
Yours. So what did you? So all right. So you didn't get concert tickets. What'd you get her? Or what do you plan to get her if you haven't gotten her anything yet?
That I was gonna ask you, what is the beeline? What is the supplement if I don't do the concert tickets? What I do?
Well, I'm not gonna tell you if you think the $100 is too much. What I just bought.
Well, nigga, you've been with your fucking significant other since
That's true.
like
That's true.
95. Like
Y'all are
fuck.
fresh. Y'all are fresh.
Yeah.
This nigga been with his baby mom, his wife since 95, my nigga. Like
Take on a cruise, dog.
That's so much more expensive than Patti LaBelle.
this
Right.
nigga's out of
But see,
control.
this is what you do, EJ. This is what you do, dog. You book the cruise now, right? For like
You
September.
pay it over time.
But
Mhm.
when you book the cabin, you make the second guest TBD, just in case.
That's a good idea.
Savage.
So then-
Savage.
Then like let's say, you gotta pull the emergency cord, and it might be another new thing which you can be like, hey, we should go.
Or you can get someone to pay for
You
it
spot 'em
later
in.
and make it a guide trip.
Nah. I am considering the concert tickets to Steve's point, but them shits is high though. 95 for Patti LaBelle. I can't think of many Patti LaBelle songs. If it was Gladys Knight, you know what I mean, Anita Baker, I could see that. But I don't know.
You
Maybe just-
understand that we living in Joe Biden's America, right? Like $100, $100. Listen, man. The only thing that you don't pay $100 for today is gas, because somehow they got that under control. But $100 is only 20 gallons of milk, maybe less right now. Did you see the picture I put in the other day of the peanut butter? That dog. These nasty
you should
people
get
that be out here, that be out here
Just
with
get the
peanut
tickets,
butter.
EJ.
Yeah,
Yo, listen, check this out. I just need Gardner Minshew to throw for 220 yards, Jerome Ford to rush for 42 yards, Jordan Love to have 10 rushing yards, Bijan Robinson to have 14 rushing attempts, and Chuba Hubbard to just have 3 catches, and I'm good.
You should hit that.
Bijan, I think you should hit that, but I don't know about Bijan because I'm not sure if they're aware he's on the team.
I don't think they know that they've drafted top rookies for the last 3
Right.
years, because Kyle Pitts,
Maybe
I don't think they know he's there either.
maybe
like,
trying
yo,
to convert him to defense or
John-
something.
They're like, yo, Jonnu Smith, get open. Like Kyle Pitts ain't one of the best tight ends that came out of college in the last 3 years. Yeah, you should that'll be a close one. Did you insure it?
I insured that one, but the
You'll hit.
insured price.
You'll
Yeah,
hit.
the insured price is like $78
Yeah,
versus
I think
$312.
Minshew throws for that. That's easy.
Mhm.
Chuba Hubbard
Unless he gets knocked out the game, some wild shit.
Hubbard should catch those passes, potentially.
Jordan
It's
Love
3.5
is the
or
outlier.
3.
It's just 2.5 receptions, so he's got to get
No,
3.
I think Jordan Love, you can get, what is it, 10 yards?
13.5.
It's,
think
no,
you can get
10, no. Jordan Love is 9.5 rushing yards.
Oh, who's he playing? Carolina.
Carolina.
Yeah, you should get that.
Yeah, something
Mhm.
should break down, and he should have to take off and get something.
Yeah.
Jerome
if you
Ford's
don't-
got to have 40. Jerome Ford's got to have 42 rushing yards. And
The question is, though, does he get you like a 15-yard scramble and then get sacked 3 times and lose, the yards back, and then now you fuck.
right?
So,
And
but I
fucking
think he'll definitely get that.
Joe Mixon. All I need Joe Mixon was to have 43 and a half or some shit, or 46 and a half. This motherfucker finished with 43.
Yeah.
Rat
Now, if
fucking
you told me
bastard.
If you told me you needed Tua to get you 9.5 yards, I'd have been like, that shit ain't happening.
That's not
Tua's only scrambled like twice this whole season.
for
Like,
2 yards.
so-
I need Jerome Ford to run for like 40 something too. I don't know much about Jerome Ford though.
I think that's gonna happen.
Okay.
I got so the picks. I got a 5 pick right here. It's Jahmyr Gibbs for 47.5. That's
You
Detroit
love
playing.
Jahmyr Gibbs. You love Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs running for 47.5. That should be easy. Anders Carlson, which is Green Bay's kicker, to make more than 1.5 field goals, so he kicks 2 field goals. I think that happens. David Njoku to catch 49.5 receiving yards over that. I think he does that. Julian Love, Seattle's starting safety since your boy Adams is out. Six
Not
total
my boy.
tackles. 6 total tackles and assists. And EJ Speed, who is now the starting linebacker in Indy, to have 7 tackles and assists against Atlanta. And
When
so
they
my
do the
thought,
when they do the and thing,
Mhm.
explain that to me. Is it the 7 solos or is this 7 total? I never understood that.
7 total. So if they have 3 assists and 4 solos, then
Okay,
you'll hit.
so long
you'll
as it's
hit.
okay. I got you.
Mhm.
I got you. I never understood that piece. Okay.
Yeah. So I got a couple more that I got to throw in on my underdog fantasy.
I'm just happy when I'm in DC, I can do the pick 'em bets because I be having some good things, but I can't rely on you to put the bets in for me because you take forever to fucking respond.
Oh, yo, Steve, I meant to tell you, under the kids say the darndest thing. So Tracy and her daughter, they went to go visit her husband. You know, he drives trucks or whatever. So they went to visit him on the road, like riding around with him or whatever, right? So they riding through Massachusetts, and her daughter says, Massachusetts looks so old. Like it looks ancient. Like it's from 1988 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, the fuck? Like I was alive in
Dog.
1988.
Dog. These
I'm
kids
like,
these
yo.
days, man. You know what I'm not doing well with, yo? I'm trying to embrace the grays, right? So I'm embracing the gray. I'm not doing well with the young cashiers or workers, retail workers saying sir. Or like I go to Chick-fil-A
That nigga
and
Steve be mad. Like, bitch, I will still holler at you.
I'm not okay with that. Matter of fact, yesterday in Walgreens I stopped to get candy for the stockings, and this kid, this dude, he probably like 18. He's like, "Pardon me, sir." I'm like, "Sir, I will fight you and win today." Like, you better have some respect.
Bruh, you know you old. See, I have and VP knows this. I mean, I have a teenage child, and
Well, you
when
are
I show up to pick up the kid, the way her fucking friends look at me like I'm the police. I'm like, I'm cool. I'm down. They're like, nah, nigga. Use a
You can
snitch.
you can speak in front of me.
Right. They be looking at her like she be like, Dad, can you like wait for me down there? I'm like, fuck y'all niggas. Fuck
Yeah,
both of
I
y'all
knew I
niggas.
was old. I knew I was old. It was one weekend we was at our apartment. And I took TJ to the pool, and them kids was blasting some music, and I asked them to turn it down. And I went to work the next day, and I was talking to them about that to my homegirl Audi and this other girl we work with, and I was telling them about that, and they were looking at me like,
Yo.
"You would have told them to turn it down." I'm like, man, that shit was loud as hell, yo.
Oh yeah, you old.
Oh,
You
you
old.
bad. You bad, my nigga. I know I'm old when I be looking outside and motherfuckers
Get off
park on
my
my side.
lawn.
Somebody parking on my side of the street and shit. I be like, fuck.
Yo, I was
Them niggas-
I was on the cruise. I went up to get pizza at like 2 a.m. I was like, God, they're still up here drinking. Like,
Right.
what's wrong with me, yo?
Yeah.
Oh my
That was like
God.
that was the biggest
Yeah.
self-reflection when I got back to the room. I was like, yo, did I just really judge them for drinking at 2 o'clock in the morning on a
The
cruise?
cruise we went on together, Steve. We was in the club. I fell asleep in the club. Steve tapped me like, "Dog, wake up, dog!" Like shit. I gotta go to my room, dog. It's fucking 10:30. Like,
Yo, shit.
Yeah, VP been old.
Yo,
VP
that's
been old.
hilarious, yo. That is hilarious.
Yeah, so EJ, go get them damn concert tickets. Stop being cheap, bro.
for real.
Go get her. I mean, you're talking about, first of all, one of them is gonna be yours, so it's only $100 for her, or 95, whatever. So, plus,
Is it $100 like before all those fees they add, where it's gonna come up to 300?
it's not gonna be 300. It'll be like 135 each. But
God
think of the ROI, right? Your
I'm
return on
gonna
investment.
I'm gonna get that anyway. As soon as
Yeah,
I
but
get
you
up
might,
here.
but you might get it different after.
Yeah, you might get a bonus.
Nope.
You might get some of Miss Patty's pie.
She's a giver.
Right.
She's a giver. I'm gonna go get that right now.
Right.
Right
You
before
might
breakfast.
get the
Remember
bonus.
what I told you? Yeah. Remember what I told you? the balloon ending.
Yeah.
Play around it.
Yeah. You gotta relax.
Stay
Nasty
safe,
men.
my friend.
Nasty men. Y'all some nasty men.
All right. Well, Merry Christmas to you guys.
Merry Christmas to you, man. Merry Christmas to VP. I mean, even though he don't believe in it and he got the Santa hat on.
I do believe in Christmas.
Yeah, take that bullshit.
I just don't believe it in the way that you believe in it.
How do you
Clearly, he don't give gifts.
I don't think I believe in but how do you believe in something that's Christ's birthday, but you don't believe in Christ?
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe in it the way I believe in it, like as a time of family and giving gifts and being joyful.
Yeah, nigga, that's the way I believe in it. Fuck you mean?
Yeah, I don't believe that it was the birth of Christ and our Lord Savior and all that stuff.
I don't think that was the birth, was it?
Mm-hmm.
That's allegedly.
Oh.
Yo, what'd you get? TJ?
We just got canceled. Jesus Christ.
What you say?
What'd you get, TJ?
He got some stuff.
Is he close?
Yeah.
Is he close? Oh, okay.
Hopefully you got him a Hustler magazine. No?
Man, it's 2023. He probably got more than that on his phone.
Well,
I know. I'm just saying, just the tradition of letting him know that's how we did it back in the day. Just letting him know that's how we did it back in the day, young punk. You had to get it on your own.
He gonna be like, y'all looked at images in a book.
Yeah.
They don't move.
Yeah.
When I go like this, it doesn't zoom in. Like
right.
Exactly. Yeah. You have to get it. Listen, hey son, this is for you. If you're ever in the jam, service is out. You know what I'm saying? Listen, keep this close to you.
And why is there 5 pages between the pictures? Like, I don't want to read stories.
Yo, Steve, look at what Josh said on the comments. Jermaine used to be a 49ers fan.
Come on over. Come be a Cowboys fan, man. You can roll with us.
He's a Browns fan now. He didn't like what he didn't like the whole.
So he pulled the LeBron, literally.
He didn't like the whole Kaepernick situation, so he left the 49ers. But he's always a 49ers fan.
That's what's nasty work, yo. LeBron out there capping like he's been a Browns fan like the whole time.
Nigga was a Cowboys fan.
John, you gotta hop on and do a music pod again, man. Your boy EJ don't know shit about hip hop.
That nigga don't either. You don't listen to no rap today.
I guess it's just me. Oh, I don't listen to today still either. Yeah, Bron is dirty for that, but that's VP's man, yo.
I mean, I
will say this, and I think I say this once a year. We gonna miss that dude when he's gone. People killing him, but we gonna miss LeBron when he's gone, yo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know when that's gonna happen, but if it's next year, he need to just tease the world, yo. He need to tease the world and be like, yo, the second half of the season is my sayonara tour. Speaking of sayonara, the Dodgers are dirty, yo. They are dirty.
Speaking of sayonara,
this is
filthy motherfuckers.
Yo,
cheating. They out here cheating. Yo, and the other crazy part is too, though, right? That we know LeBron is LeBron, but like Kobe retired, and then it's like, LeBron retires. We don't have no crazy shit happen. I can't. We can't suffer that. You know what I mean? Like when LeBron. I'm just saying.
You're so cryptic.
I'm just saying.
I'm actually enjoying this LeBron, even if this, we don't know if this is last year. It might be, but like the fact that he's still playing at this level at 60 years old is insane, yo.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast.
I mean, he's got AD around him, right? Like Tyreek. With
yo, niggas, they be killing. They be killing LeBron, yo. They be killing AD, yo. They be killing him. The Mr. Glass joints, they be killing that nigga.
Yeah,
it's bad.
So, yo, if the Dodgers don't win the World Series, they need to win at least 5 of these next 10 for the amount of money that they're shelling out. They shelled out. They went and got Yamamoto.
Hideki Matsui.
No, Hideki Matsui.
You gotta relax. That was years ago.
Yamamoto is the pitcher. Put him on a 12-year deal for like $300 million or something crazy like that. After
I thought it was $700 million.
No, Shohei Ohtani was $700 million. That's a different.
Oh, okay.
They don't know how
Gotcha.
to like VP.
VP, like they all the same.
Right.
Oh my
Fucking-
god.
God, that's these Marines, yo.
Yeah. They went out and
Yeah.
got this dude. They gave this dude a $700 million contract, and then they're gonna pay him 2 jars of peanut butter a year, and then defer all the money until like 2060.
Like the
That's
Mets.
Like the
crazy.
Mets, like Bobby Bonilla. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, but what I think they're gonna end up doing, if this sounds like some nasty Magic Johnson type stuff. They're they're gonna ride out this 8 years of it, and then they're gonna sell the franchise and stick whoever buys the Dodgers
Oh, wow.
with the other 600 million of it.
Hey,
It makes sense.
that it does. Not like hearing you. I can't unhear it now. I think you're right.
That's what I think they're gonna
And
do.
if they win, I mean, fuck it. They're already one of the highest paid, highest grossing franchises. They up there with the Cowboys, the Jets.
Right, and it's LA,
Yankees.
so the money out there is different. It's funny money, but nonetheless, yeah, it's dirty. It's dirty work.
But
The
it's
Dodgers
shit
have
like
to.
that. It's shit like that. And I know baseball don't have a salary cap, but like it's why when we talk about NFL, I always tell y'all the salary cap doesn't exist. It's not real. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
you can do
only
all
for the
these
49ers, because
crazy things and get
And the Eagles.
yeah.
The 49ers and the Eagles. That shit. The 49ers is crazy. Like
Yeah.
that roster is crazy.
And they
Yep.
can get even crazier if they want. Like they could literally give Purdy an extension and then structure his contract in a way to like put all the money on the back end.
Fuck yeah.
And-
Fuck yeah.
Man, it's crazy.
Fuck yeah.
EJ, who you got today? Cowboys or Dolphins?
Come on, nigga. I grew up a Cowboys fan. Fuck the Dolphins. Fuck you mean? I hate the Dolphins.
VP, serious question. Who you got today? Cowboys or the Dolphins? Like
This was
I
a
know-
tough decision, man. I thought long and hard about it, but I'm gonna have to go with Miami.
I know for sure you got the hat, but
It's in Miami, right?
it
In
is
Miami.
Mm.
The thing I think
And-
that's gonna help us is that what's his face? Tyron Smith is not playing.
That's
tell you
the
what.
real Mr. Glass right there. He
I
owes us
tell
so
you
much
what.
money.
I tell you what, Micah Parsons is gonna fucking have a field day.
He
I'm
should
worried.
because they're
We
because
got
they're
this
O-line.
patchwork line, so I am worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nigga.
The one thing that gives me some confidence against Micah Parsons is the fact that Tua throws the ball so quick.
True.
So it's possible he can have it out before Parsons,
True.
gets there. But
Is
I'm still
Is
concerned.
Tyreek playing today?
Mike McDaniel said the
Oh.
plan is for him to play, but they want to see how he looks in warmups.
Pregame. Here's the thing, though. In order for the Cowboys to win, he does have to have a day. Micah Parsons, EJ's twin, has to have a day for them to win
Yeah,
this
my
game
my twin when I was 60 pounds lighter.
because they got those fast wide receivers. So if you give them time to get up the field, it gets nasty. But within that first 10 to 15 yards, 10 to 12 yards, I think Stephon Gilmore and Deron Bland can hold their own with those two guys.
I think who's your coordinator again? Quinn?
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn. I think he like we've said, I mean, he knows that he wasn't a great head coach, but damn it, he can coach some defense. And if they move Micah Parsons around, he's gonna get home because y'all center, y'all interior. Oof.
One factor I think I haven't really seen discussed much is that Dan Quinn was Atlanta's head coach while Kyle Shanahan was on his staff as OC. So he's coached against this offense in practice. You know what I mean? So it's not
he
like
knows everything they doing.
Yeah, it's not like it's unfamiliar to him.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a good chess game. It's gonna be a good chess match
for sure.
We might get a rain game, or I'm sorry, a snow game tomorrow. They're saying it's supposed to snow in Denver on Christmas. Or I'm sorry, yeah, in Denver, and they're playing against New England. Okay. So as shitty of a game as that would end up being, probably because New England is so bad, it might turn out to be a good game, something good for us.
I think New England's gonna play better than people think because they've been able to muster up points somehow, and I think Bill Belichick's defense and what they've seen and what they can do versus Russ, they're gonna make it a pretty tough out for them.
Yeah, as bad as the team is, the defense is still playing great.
The
I mean,
defense
Jets,
is
same
fucking
shit.
crazy. Defense fucking crazy.
Defense is playing great. It's just the offense is not. They're not capable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think we're not going to win another game the rest of the season.
You shouldn't.
Nah, I don't think we will.
You shouldn't. Like they, Aaron
Joe
Rodgers
Douglas.
giving them this hope, making them, win these games, talking about he's going to come back, and now y'all done fucked up your draft position.
Well, I mean, we didn't. If we won against y'all, that'd have been more incentive for him to come back because we still might have had a chance to make a wild card, but we just fucking shit the bed. I mean, this team, I don't, and I've been on record on here for years to say I don't like Robert Saleh. He's a horrible coach to me. He's a career coordinator, and Joe Douglas is looking more suspect now in the sense that we've had O-line issues last year, but you let Morgan Moses go to Baltimore for peanuts. You let George Fant go away for peanuts. And now we're fucking playing with practice squad guys. So, I mean, that was bad on his part. But
yeah, I mean, I've been killing Chris Greer for O-line for a couple of years. So, I get it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure.
Go Cowboys, man.
Yeah, we picked up a center. He brought him on the practice squad. I'm not sure if we elevated him to the active roster.
He used to be a Jet, I think.
But my whole thing was, it was like, even after Connor Williams got hurt and was out for the season, they were talking about, well, Lester Cotton's taking a couple of snaps at center. And I'm like, go get a fucking center. like why do we keep like trying out guys who, you know what I mean? It's like I told y'all in the chat, it's like if I went to my kid's pediatrician, I wouldn't ask him to take a look at my teeth, just because he's a doctor. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro.
Hey, Doc, I got this bump.
Oh, hey, yo.
Not me. I mean, hey, I'm good here.
Oh, man. All right. Well, it's 1:00. Games are starting to kick off, and I need to go make some Jello shots for Spanish Christmas tonight.
Tell my cousin, man, Feliz Navidad and all of that good shit. She's Puerto Rican, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay. I had to guess. I forgot. Y'all
We
got
gotta figure
coquito?
Yep.
Ooh,
I'm
who
about
made
to
the
buy the-
coquito? Her pops?
Nah, he's they're staying home today. They'll eat tomorrow. But we'll be up there soon. Yeah, man.
Where up where? This nigga's a
Washington.
liar. This
In
nigga
the
been supposed to be in Baltimore the last 15 years. This nigga's trash. You're done.
No,
You're
we're
trash.
going. We'll be up in the DMV. I want to
for
say,
March?
I think it's March. Yeah, I'm trying to get out there by myself, so we could play some spades and stuff. Because, like, I don't mind going with them, but like, when I start drinking
With
and
the
playing
family?
spades, yeah, when I start drinking and playing spades, it could be a long night for people, and
Facts.
I don't want
Yo,
all your friends to get mad and want to, try to get their get backs, and I just
Nah,
win like 10 games in a row.
me and Eric ran the table when he came up here. He was drunk as shit. We beat Jermaine in spades. Matter of fact, me and E beat Jermaine and my boy Jay Hall in spades.
But do they like know how to play spades, or they
No,
just like
they
they know
Jermaine's my
spades
normal
is?
Jermaine's my normal partner, and E and Justin are from the same place. And we ran the table at Justin's crib for like 4 a.m. And that's when I had to carry this nigga E to his fucking hotel room. That nigga was trashed. I literally put E on my back, yo.
Crazy.
I literally put E on my back. This is when I was in a little bit more shape. I put that nigga on my back and carried him to his room.
I'm gonna try and get up there though. I'm trying to get up there.
Oh, it was Chris and Jay. No, Chris wasn't there. It was you, John. Chris wasn't there. It was you. You lost. Don't worry about it. He don't want to take the L.
All right. Well, we will be back. Actually, by the time we're back, next week is what? New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Okay, we'll be back New Year's Eve.
I'll be drunk on the pod.
What else?
I was already thinking that one's probably gonna be a little
right.
It's probably gonna need a hazard warning.
If you thought today was toxic,
only had 2 beers on this one.
you thought today was toxic. That one's gonna be even worse. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Josh says he wants to come join in. Pause.
Yeah. Hey.
You have to sit next to EJ. Yeah, you know what? In order for you to join in, EJ got to get that raggedy ass internet fixed. He's so scared to call. He's so scared to call the service provider. This is like.
It's been better today, but it's still been out a couple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
today's a little
Yeah.
I
bit
think
better.
it's because I moved my computer from where
Wait,
it was.
are the kids there?
Not today.
So maybe it's when they be streaming when they are there.
Mm.
Well, I also moved my computer. I think, and yeah, I think I moved my computer to a different place. I have an office
did-
now, so
How did you move your computer and your background is exactly the same?
because
Every
my
wall.
walls are painted the same. I'm just
Oh,
in a different place. Different place. I got an
you
office
need to
now.
get it.
I'm
You gotta
about to
get
put
your
my
green
Chuck.
screen.
I'm about to put my Chuck D poster behind me. My Chuck D joint behind me.
Yeah, I need to clean up my office this week, man. Make it more visual for the
Your
watchers.
office is
All right,
horrible,
man.
nigga. You got mad shit in your office.
I do is kicks and shit all over the place. Sneakers, hats, flyboy shit. All right. I think I'm done. I don't think I have anything else for today. If you
Hey man,
gentlemen
love you
don't,
guys, brother. I'm about to go get it in, get some drinks going. Love you, brothers, man. Be safe out there. Jamein, fuck you. I'll probably see you later.
all right. Well, without further ado, I'll give it to VP to get us out of here the right way.
Hey, this holiday season, this is definitely that time you want to make that phone call, send that text message to your people, check in, see how they doing. Tomorrow's not promising nobody, so check in on your folks, see how they doing. With to everybody out there, we want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, whatever Festivus, whatever it is that you celebrate. Hope that you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the time with your family, friends, your loved ones, and I hope it brings you joy and happiness and all that good stuff. For the folks that listen live, man, to my brother Cliff, my homegirl Audi, to the Evening Rush, Maine, we definitely appreciate you guys for tapping in with us, taking time out your Christmas Eve to tap in with us. We definitely appreciate it. For the folks who listen to the episode post, we appreciate you taking that time as well. You can find this podcast on all podcasting platforms by searching Castworthy. You can also find us on any social media by searching @Castworthy. On Instagram, it's @Castworthy_podcast. While you're there, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, follow, tell a friend, help us grow the audience. We very much appreciate it. And with that said, man, we will see you guys on next week's episode, New Year's Eve, for the next episode of the Castworthy podcast. Until then, we out.